Welcome to our fourth sitting with Return to Monkey Island, which we started about a week and a half ago. We've been doing it in bits and pieces here and there. And in the last broadcast, we finished all of Act 3 in one go, and a pretty good chunk of the low-hanging fruit among the puzzles so far in Part 4. Interestingly enough, unlike my experience back in Act 1, when you load into my save file at this point, it doesn't offer you the recap where you are in the middle of telling your story to Boy Brush and the surrounding frame narrative, but we do, however, have the to-do list as the convenient quest log to just provide a very clear visual demonstration of what we are up to and what still needs to be done. We're kind of partway through some of the quests that are required. Whitey's golden key is dependent on previously collecting 2 golden keys. And Bella Fisher's golden key, I haven't quite made headway yet on getting the museum's real flag, but quarantine ship flag is just dependent on the whole Lime advertising quest that we're kind of in the middle of as soon as we find where the accountant, Ned the accountant, has run off to. And that's related to the task down there of helping Elaine get a better scurvy flyer. As far as becoming the queen goes, the contest of hardiness has something to do with spicing up the fish, but we currently don't quite know how to defend ourselves from the demon pepper, even though we know the reigning queen is somehow vulnerable. The contest of intelligence is something that we also need to puzzle out as well. That's the bit with the algebra test here, which is going to require some kind of series of distractions so we can swap the test papers as we go. And we haven't quite managed to figure out too much of that yet, but we've got quite a lot to work with at this point. What I'm thinking so far, as I was discussing at the end of the previous stream, is that if we manage to locate Ned the accountant, showing him this incriminating assembled photograph of him and Stan, will probably be enough to convince him to testify, and then the remainder of the scurvy quest should follow from there. So currently I have already set the log on fire here in the fireplace. What we need is an additional distraction that has something to do with this 15-second cycle with this icicle dipping here in the bucket. So possibly we need to fill the bucket with something. I don't know if we can just fill it with grog or something else. We can't interact with the icicle itself, but
it's loud about every 15 seconds.
About every 15
like
seconds.
My Uncle Ernie.
I feel like we need to make that even more distracting by making the droplets collide with something else, maybe even a monocle, I don't know. But we definitely need to make that even more conspicuous, and we haven't quite managed to do that yet. Oh, also, here's something that we haven't done. Rummage through Ned's satchel. We already extracted the papers, didn't we? Or is there more to do here that would reveal the whereabouts? Ah, this is new.
Looks like Ned had a valid accounting license on 26 islands, including the District of Columbia.
Including the District of Columbia? Okay. So, we currently don't know where Ned is, but I didn't previously fish this out, so audit Stan's financial records. Yeah, you know what? This is a new series of inventory interactions that we hadn't even tried last time, so let's do it.
I'm no expert, but this stuff looks as crooked as my Uncle Elmo's teeth. This should be enough evidence to lock Stan up for a very long time.
Yeah, but we still need that additional testimony, don't we? So we'd best get going back to the courthouse and see if we can do something about these papers. It was telling me previously that I do require Ned's cooperation in this, but I didn't have the license, and having the license might be useful here. I might even be able to identify myself as the accountant, since I have his papers.
Looks like Ned had a valid accounting license on 26 islands.
And then I just need to show the same photograph then.
Your Honor, I submit these highly prejudicial and incriminating financial documents as Exhibit A in Everyone v. Stan.
The evidence is so entered.
So maybe we can't recover Ned
The court
after all,
requires
but I
that
can impersonate him.
Ned Filigree swear an affidavit if said evidence is to be accepted.
I've got a license. I can state that I'm Ned Filigree.
For the court, I can state that I'm Ned Filigree.
Well, that was easy.
This court can establish vis-a-vis customs documents that your name is actually Guybrush Threepwood, Esquire.
But I can give him the
If I
other
don't get
document.
order, I will clear the court. The court can only accept said documents when accompanied by a sworn affidavit of the person who is legally Ned Filigree. Court is adjourned.
So, let's see what we're lacking. If I have the license, what other papers do I need to convince him
Order.
of my
Order
identity?
in the court. The court has previously recognized Ned's depth of knowledge in accounting. Do not waste the court's time by submitting redundant evidence.
Okay, so that's not enough for me to claim his identity. So, but we basically have two pathways forward. We can establish our identity as Ned, and we can frame Ned's license. In conjunction with my own photograph, perhaps. And we can do that. Show the fake license.
This should clear up any issues about who I am.
Do you hereby swear under oath and penalty of incarceration that you are
Wonder
Ned
what happens if
Filigree
we
and the documents you
try
are
to identify
submitting
Ned
are
as one of
true
the
and
other characters? Let's say, define the word
Define
true.
the word true.
In light of this new evidence, I hereby sentence Stan to 10 years of hard labor in the ice quarry with no chance of parole. Please retain this legally binding documents for your records.
Well, this makes some pretty significant headway right away. And here's the order. For 10 years, we'll show it to Stan. It'll give him the motivation to come escape with us, and then everything else should settle in nicely. I wonder if I can just frame this document differently. Show the license.
Order in the court. The court has previously recognized
Okay,
Ned's
great.
depth of knowledge in accounting. Do not waste the court's time by submitting redundant evidence.
So, that doesn't do anything. But that's okay. I checked
It's
the lamp.
not
What
lit,
did
but
we
it does have some lamp oil in it.
do with the lamp previously? I didn't even consider where we had obtained the lamp. It's not lit. Do we have matches that we can
I'm
use
sure
with
there
it?
are plenty.
So we can light the lamp.
It's lit. The flame looks good.
Okay, we didn't use the lamp for anything either, but maybe that can be part of the distraction that we use. For example, with the bucket, if we put the lamp inside the bucket, that's just... Nope, not going to be it. But I'm sure we can use the lamp with something else. And we'll just have to see what that is. We just
The flame looks good.
don't really have an interaction that we've mapped out for it just yet. Blowfish we've already used previously for the belching contest. Yeah, so I don't really have something to put in the bucket just yet, but it will be something, and it'll be something that will cause a sufficient distraction to compound things along with the handiwork here. You can also feel hopeless about algebra, but I don't know if we have anything that we can use in conjunction with the board, which currently we haven't had any kind of interaction with just yet. So we'll have to figure out the remaining clues here for the test, but again, we haven't really interacted with Terror Island in much of a capacity yet. And we can go back there and explore a little further if necessary.
A bucket filled to the brim with rotten fish bones.
And we haven't been able to pick this up and perhaps relocate the fish bones elsewhere. Or burn them or anything like that. Can a lamp be installed to light the torches?
Way too high to reach.
Can the lamp perhaps be used in conjunction with some kind of pole or some other object? I feel like lighting this remaining torch is actually going to be something useful that we should do, but we don't have a way to do it yet, so... Anyway, let's go back to Stan and enter the secret tunnel. Maybe we should be putting out the fires. I feel like the torches on the outside might have something to do with lighting up the chimney on the inside for the algebra puzzle, but we'll see. Anyway, let's talk to Stan.
Hey, Stan.
Howdy, son.
Let's show him the order.
Did you know there's an escape tunnel over there?
Why, sure. Chisel Pete dug that a few days ago. Don't think they even know he's gone yet.
Okay, he doesn't want me to
I
break him
think I'll
out,
poke around a little.
but we'll
You
show him
Enjoy yourself, son.
his revised sentence, and maybe he'll change his mind.
I have some disturbing news about your sentence.
10 years? Oh no, I can do a month standing on my head, but not 10 years. You gotta get me out of here.
Consider it done.
Well, the escape tunnel's right there, so...
Hey, Stan.
You gotta get me out of here, son.
Oh, yes,
I
shackles,
Can't do
okay.
10 years.
I'd forgotten about this particular detail. Let's see if we can do something with his shackles. Maybe the monocle. Magnify tiny
I can
numbers.
read the serial number.
Excellent.
I'll copy it down.
Well, that solves that pretty easily, in fact.
This is the one for...
Okay, so we just go back to Melee Island to the locksmith, and that will pretty much do it. So, yeah, this is really just a matter of going through the procedure then, because we have a pretty quick series of solutions here that's just going to come together, which is nice to see at the beginning of the stream. Let's go back to the High Street and to the locksmith.
Hi there.
Hello.
And the locksmith solves quite a few problems.
Can you make me a key from this serial number?
Sure. A shackle key, eh? Special extreme cold hardened version. They don't even make these shackles anymore. I guess you've had them a while?
Oh, yeah, they've been in my family for generations.
They have probably seen some pretty extensive use at this point. Anyway, let's take a look at that shackle key. It's right here.
It's the key I had made for Stan's shackle.
And let's free stand. Okay, back out we go. Everything free, yada yada. So anyway, we should be able to get the next key pretty quickly, which then means that the Whitey Bones key should also follow immediately after that. Main thing is, we still haven't really interacted with Terror Island at all. I've set foot there briefly and basically done nothing. But anyway, back to the Bermuda Triangle we go. And back to Stan.
Hey, Stan.
Okay. Let's get him out.
Ah, freedom. Now let's get out of here before they come by to refrost the shackles.
Yes, I want to take you to talk to Elaine about the limes.
Well, that's
I'm so
easy.
glad you could come, Mr. Stanman.
Always happy to help out a fellow entrepreneur in a non-competing industry. Let's get right to it. Your target market are pirates. Mostly young, mostly male. Plagued with adrenaline issues and itchy trigger fingers. They don't care about their lives, they care about image. They want products that will help them be the hottest, the coolest, the freshest. Whichever, it's the est part that matters.
How about the alivest?
I like your thinking, but aim higher. We'll start with branding. Lime is the residue in a bathtub. It's thin, it's unappealing. Saying it out loud sounds
I wonder if I
like
get to make
whining.
suggestions.
We need something with sizzle, with edge, like razor bombs or sour bombs or something.
I see what you mean. Guybrush.
Excellent. We
You
do
were
get to
once
suggest
a young
something.
man with adrenaline issues. What do you think?
I'm still a young man with adrenaline issues. Fangberries. Sublimes. Oh, I like that. Except maybe it doesn't seem action-oriented enough. But I like sublimes.
Sublimes.
Let's not get too clever, son. Remember
Okay,
the target market. Razor bombs it is. Your
Oh, does he just go with
flyer has
razor
also
bombs?
gotta go.
Okay.
Now let me just show you what I'm thinking. Talking about health benefits is fine. In fact, I think we need to exaggerate those
I'm
just a
mesmerized
little
by the
bit.
texture
What we need to avoid is
on
science.
Stan's jacket.
People don't trust it. At least not the real kind. We want snake oil, crystal vibrations. The more miraculous and improbable it sounds, the better.
I'm not sure I'm comfortable with lying.
Then we won't put it into words. We'll use a picture.
Okay, do I
Pictures
supply a
don't lie,
picture?
they imply. Guybrush, if razor bombs could do anything in the world for you, what would you want it to be?
Okay, I wonder if he'll actually take my suggestion this time. We should be decisive about it. But anyway, I was saying I'm absolutely mesmerized by Stan's jacket, because notice how the grid kind of remains in place as he's moving around so vividly. There's something very captivating about that. Almost like he's dazzlingly transparent or something. Translucent, I suppose. I suppose that makes sense. He's a salesman. You can see right through. Find a secret of Monkey Island.
Monkey Island.
Exclamation.
That's good, but I'm thinking more along the lines of a superpower.
Look at how he's just kind of cutting the paper over and over again as well. You have to admire some of the looping animations here. Irresistible charm.
Irresistible charm?
You've already got that.
Yes, I
Aw.
do.
Everybody wants to be charming. That's perfect. Now, lastly, we need a call to action. Get cold, or go dark, or take that.
Those don't mean anything.
Don't need to. It's just a short, punchy slogan that sounds like you're supposed to do something right now.
How about not get scurvy? Plunder domain, run to plank. Fight these, go more. I like plunder domain.
Plunder the main.
Good. That'll have some appeal for the pirating demographic.
And he's gonna whip this thing up.
This is your new flyer.
Razor bombs, plunder domain. Yeah, I guess maybe one of the other suggestions as an alternative to razor bombs might actually have been taken. But anyway. Reduces belly fat, may also cure scurvy, you know, for those of you who care about that kind of thing. Wow. Yeah, I wonder if you choose something other than Irresistible Charm, it just gives you a different graphic entirely. Who knows?
Show people this, and they'll be begging for your product. Name your price, firstborn, anything.
Actually, we'll be giving them away. This is a public health initiative.
What? Well, now that's just crazy talk. You don't give away the prize bull just because people need bulls, if you follow me.
I'm definitely sensing some bull here, if you follow me.
Well, it's about time to close anyway. You can mail me my cut. I'm out of here. Don't follow me.
Your cut? Now, wait just a minute.
Can't we trap him in a coffin again or something? Anyway, there's the Idol of Many Hands. Yeah, we've interacted with everything here. Let's check out the
It's a very
fantastic
convincing
new
piece of
pamphlet.
marketing. I'll just borrow this for a little while.
And I'm sure we can take a bit of a close-up at it once again. And you can't really scroll any further. It ends at WoW, but we know exactly who to give that to. And off we go. Have we been to the lake
Elaine and I
previously?
swim there sometimes.
Yes, we have. You can just observe that from afar, so. Anyway, to the ship. And sure, let's talk to the pirates. Let's give them the flyer, and then give them the limes.
I have some exciting scurvy news for you. Read this.
And hopefully we can nip that flag off of them. Then we'll run into a bit of a dead end with the additional flag that we need to acquire.
Fruit. Regrows hair, removes belly fat. Oh, also cures scurvy. Fantastic! Have you got any of these miracle razor bombs?
We've
Sure
got
thing.
plenty.
Right here. These little green guys.
You're sure there's no science in them?
Check the flyer. You won't find a whiff of science.
I love how there's a biohazard poster.
Under the main. And welcome
Biohazard
aboard.
sign, rather, on their ship. Welcome aboard. Okay, so maybe I can grab some additional items off of their ship here that will allow me to progress elsewhere, because possibly that's the thing that's been sticking me. Anyway, we will
Seen
grab
better
the flag.
days.
It's 2 flags down, but I wonder if there's anything additional that we're able to take. They went that
I'm
way.
sure they won't miss one little flag, but I'd also rather not ask.
Okay, so maybe we can't actually go any further.
In the name of love.
We've seen a lot of the signs
It's
previously.
kind of bare up there now.
I wonder if we can put anything back. I wonder if we can just put the flag back, if we care to.
I'd prefer to keep as many of these
Okay,
flags as
2 down.
possible for myself.
So we have a replica flag,
It's a replica of Bella Fisher's flag.
but... Okay, there's some reason that we need a real flag, and I don't know what it is. There was some reason that the replica doesn't suffice. But perhaps we can swap it out somehow if we can get back to the storeroom of the museum. So that's the thing that we're missing currently. And I don't remember what kind of condition we had to meet. in order to do that, we had already done something partial here by pretty much painting a target onto the curator's back by giving him LeChuck's incriminating diaries. So perhaps if he is somehow motivated to publish those diaries, then LeChuck goes after him, and then we enter the storeroom and everything is
locked.
just going to move accordingly. Or we can use the monocle.
There's tiny writing. New serial numberless lock.
Right, okay, that doesn't work.
Any chance you'll have the real flag on display anytime soon?
Oh no. Too valuable. It definitely stays in the storeroom.
So I think we might need to give him some additional Monkey Island memorabilia. It's not going to be anything to do with the picture frame. So LeChuck's diary was something that did work. I wonder if the poetry book works.
Would you be interested in this for the Pirate Times? My friend wrote it. It's pirate poetry with a sort of a zombie angle.
Zombie pirate poems?
Okay, so he does take it.
That sounds really interesting. I'll definitely take a look at it for your friend.
That's nice. You do know I actually am talking about another person, right? Those are not my poems.
Oh, he
Sure.
totally understands.
If you say so.
Okay, so we did call it a favor for the achievement, but doing so for the achievement might not actually get me much further with the quest because it's not convincing him to publish
Any
LeChuck's
chance you'll have
diaries.
the real flag on display anytime soon?
Oh no. Too valuable. It definitely stays in the storeroom.
So we'll need to do something about him. And we've distracted the Paris previously, and we've also acquired my current replica.
It's a replica of Bella Fisher's flag.
I wonder if the replica can be used elsewhere then.
That flag in the case isn't so special. I've got one just like it myself.
Yours is unlikely to be genuine, though. Only 3 are known to exist.
So we need to get the flag off of him and get into the storeroom to do so, probably.
There's some very tiny writing on it.
Yeah, we've already broken into this, though, so that's probably not what we need. What happens when we try to case key in the lock? Probably
This
not.
key doesn't fit.
What is
It's
this
not
silver
a
key?
skeleton key, but I did find it stuck in a skeleton's chest.
I actually don't remember what that was for.
This key doesn't fit.
It's been a while. Yeah, I feel like we've used that already. For something.
It's one of the most beautiful keys I've ever
It
seen.
won't be one of the golden keys, that's for...
This key doesn't fit.
Yeah, we just currently don't have what we need in order to get rid of him, but
I'm working due east of Parrot Rock and due south of camp today.
I wonder if any other memorabilia connected to characters from the previous games will do something for him. Inspirational onboarding pamphlet. No. Well, I feel like there's going to be something else that we need to do with the flag then, because that's not going to do it just yet. We have the C map. Okay. Let's report back to Gullet, because perhaps we tell Gullet that publication might actually happen. Oh, except we're not able to get to that part of the ship, are we, at this stage? Alright, so that was not useful. And I'm also not allowed to ring the bell at this moment, am I? I shouldn't ring this right now. Except if you steer the ship, perhaps Gullet still yelps a little bit. Yes, he does. Do I still have the business card? No, I don't. It's been gone for a while. So, we need to figure out what to do with the map swap. Also, I think having a fresh bottle of grog available for the contest might be useful. We kind of lost track of that particular interaction when I tried it much earlier.
Not done with my drink.
We'll take the drink, and we'll hopefully get to use it before it becomes gross. And here we are, Bermuda. So let's try the fish with the contest again, and hopefully the grog is still available at this point. We can take a refreshing swig as necessary. Hunters of seriousness, let's go to the Hunters of hardiness. And we're still able to take a refreshing swig. And then we'll ring triangle. So let's see if we can take the swig after ingesting the fish, or if we need to do it before.
If you would each now select your first fish and place it on the plate in front of you.
Okay.
It's my official contest. It's filled with toadfish and demon pepper.
And now,
This may be a bit spicy.
let the eating commence.
So I can eat, but can I still interact with objects afterwards in order to take the refreshing swig? We're about to find out. Nope, doesn't look like it. I think I need to drink beforehand before I pick up the fish then.
Well, it seems that both contestants are having some trouble.
I think the grog is
declare
away.
this contest a draw. Contestants may now seek medical attention if they so desire.
No, I think we'll be perfectly fine without that. Let's see. Am I still able? No, it says gross. So let's go grab some new grog again. I think there's some potential in this, but we need to change the order. And maybe take the swig first before we can do anything. Because that's the only thing I can think of so far is potentially
Not done
canceling
with my drink.
it out. Unless we can surreptitiously replace the fish, but no, we can only grab one set of fish at a time, so I feel like that's not going to be it. Either that or we do some kind of swap with fish bones. Anyway, ring the contest triangle. So yeah, there's a moment to interact with objects before you pick up the fish, and that may be where we take the
If you
swig.
would each now select your first fish and place it on the plate in front of you.
Okay.
I'm a little too busy to do that right now.
Ooh, okay, that's not gonna be it. Alright, so what
Please
do we...
place your fish on the...
This is Chef Putra's demon pepper, made from the hottest peppers you can get.
I think we need to
Tasting
grab
it is not... I loaded them with demon pepper.
an additional fish then.
And now, let the eating
So-
commence.
Yeah, we need to get the alternate toadfish. I guess maybe if we are able to order a second round of toadfish. By placing the demon pepperfish in the bucket without starting the contest, and going back to order mode toadfish that is not peppered.
Well, it seems
We'll be
that
able to
both
do it.
contestants are having some trouble. I declare this contest a draw.
Yeah, because you're able to
Contestants may
take
now seek medical
a
attention if
toadfish.
they so desire.
From your inventory instead of from the bucket. Therefore, if you're only able to carry one set of fish at a time, what we need to do is put this in first, not start the contest. Let's inspect this.
It's filled with toadfish and demon pepper.
Get a non-demon pepper toadfish ordered in, and then sneak that end sheet. That should be the solution, and so we should think about ahead to what the algebra solution will be. Alright, so let's order more fish.
Hello.
So we'll replace our toadfish.
I'd like to get a new box of toadfish.
And we'll just pay up for that. Money
I'll
is
put it on
apparently
your tab.
no object.
Thanks.
And yep, that replaces the demon pepperfish.
It's basically a life.
Lifetime supply, yeah, that works. They're eager to get rid of this. No real insight so far on how we're going to do the algebra puzzle, though. Also, I can also transport myself off the island right away using the map as an object in inventory, but looks like that is not what we're going to do right at this moment. Let's just go to the town center, do the eating contest, fill out the second contest checkbox here, and then worry about the rest as we go. So we're basically at 2 out of 3, assuming this works, at 2 out of 3 on the sub-conditions for 2 of the keys. Oh! Oh, the bucket got... Ah, no, here's how we do it, because the bucket got reset. We put the toadfish in, and we put the demon pepper in separately into that supply, then. Instead of adding the demon pepper ahead of time. Then we stick out my
That ought to give
own
it some zip.
unpeppered fish. And that's how we cheat. So I did need to replace the batch of toadfish in order to progress, but we did have the right idea. You just can't leave the bucket
If
of
you
fish
would
there and
each
sail
now
away and come
select
back.
your first fish and place it on the plate in front of you.
Okay.
Oh, yuck.
And now, let the eating commence.
Well, we should be fine. And we will not require medical attention. It's awful, but not so awful that we can't
Yuck.
outlast my opponents.
2 bites? That's more than she ate, right? I can stop now?
Yes, you can stop if you like.
I would like to.
Ladies and gentlemen, your new champion of hardiness with 2 bites to the Queen Swan is Mr. Threepwood.
Well, it works well enough for me. And that's going to be another task accomplished.
Only one more contest to go.
Okay, at this point, we need to go back to the algebra puzzle here. Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
It must have blown away. What am I going to do? I can't get Stan back here after that argument. If only I'd made copies right away. What was I thinking? Now I'm right back where I started.
Excuse me? Are we interrupting?
No. Sorry. What can I do for you, gentlemen?
We'd like to purchase some razor bombs.
We're running low and
Well, they're
we
in the
want
market,
to prevent
so
hair loss and trim
problem solved.
excess belly fat.
You... Wait a minute. Where did you hear that name?
We read a flyer.
We heard supplies were limited.
The flyer! That's my mock-up. My one-of-a-kind, impossible-to-replace project-saving flyer.
It's totally
Do you
lost.
have it?
It's
Please
totally
tell
lost.
me you have it.
Nah, sorry.
It's word of mouth from here.
It fell into the sea.
Fell into. Like it wasn't your fault.
Well, it wasn't my fault. It was yours.
Wait, I know. You could ask the nice blonde pirate for a flyer.
Blonde pirate?
Very
He's the
suspicious.
one who gave it to us. Oh, he sails around in the weirdest looking little ship.
I feel like Elaine is going to have a word with me about that, but we're not going to fuss with that too much. Also, no, we can't put fish in a bucket. What can we put in the bucket? It is going to be something in the bucket. Something reactive. And I don't know what. But it has to be something that causes a distraction. More of a distraction than what we're doing here. Possibly we can blow up the blowfish and use that once it has stored a little bit of air. No, that's only used for burp storage, as far as we know. So yeah, previously I did try to use the fire as a distraction and it did not suffice. So we need something to go with the bucket. Let's see this again just to see if maybe there is some additional interaction we can figure out about what we're missing in this sequence currently. Yeah. Maybe there's some way to interact with the wall as well. You could attempt to copy... Actually, maybe the distraction play works if you copy from the board first. But that doesn't quite work here with the bucket. Maybe the bucket on the 15-second timer gives me a timing window where this fire distraction is also valid. Where you can get her to... Actually, no. I think the idea here is that maybe the fire has already done its job in a way where the fire is what gets the icicle to begin to melt, and then the 15-second cycle gives you a specific time at which the swap becomes possible. So perhaps we've actually already done what we need to do in order to make this happen.
I will return in 20 seconds to grade your papers. Your time starts now.
So there will be a point at which the bucket has a droplet that causes a distraction.
I have
We'll
no
copy.
idea what that says.
And then we'll swap.
I don't understand any of it, but I guess she knows what she's doing.
Okay, she's distracted. Wait, she's no longer distracted. But there is a moment when she looks over at the bucket.
Time's up. I'll take your papers.
I missed the window of opportunity this time around, but it is doable. Where she looks over at the bucket for a moment.
No surprises here. Queen Odina has delivered a clear
Now the question
and
is,
correct
if I do the
answer with a
swap,
step-by-step
do
proof.
I
Mr. Threepwood
need
appears
to have
to have
something
copied parts of
nonsensical
several unrelated equations from the
scribbled down on my
blackboard.
paper?
Queen Odina is the winner.
Better luck next time.
Okay, we missed the cycle that time because I wasn't quite quick enough to tab over to the correct button. Rather, I did tab over to correct target, but I hit the wrong button and inspected her paper rather than swapped it. So we'll try this again. I think, yeah, the fire maybe was already sufficient enough. If it was the thing that
I will
triggered the
return in
melting
20
in the first
seconds
place.
to grade your papers. Your time starts now.
So we're going to copy the homework first.
I have no idea what that says.
Bucket is going now. Okay. Swap. While she's not looking. There we go. That does it. Yeah, so the purpose of the fire was actually just to get the icicle timing to work.
I am
interesting.
most surprised by this, but the evidence is clear. Mr. Threepwood is the winner.
But how is that possible?
Clean living, regular exercise, and a brain like a mountain.
Dense, motionless, and shaped by erosion. You can see the difficulty I'm having.
I can. Better luck next time.
Well, that does it. And so, I'm now the queen.
Citizens of Bermuda, Mr. Guybrush Threepwood, Esquire, has somehow successfully bested our beloved Queen Odina at all three of our traditional challenges. We are gathered to complete an orderly and peaceful transfer of power.
I'm sure this will work just fine. Will there be food that isn't raw fish? Let's
Should I
ask
sit on
to
the
sit
throne
on
or
this
something?
throne.
There are some customary vows.
Vows? Nobody mentioned any vowing.
Will you
Going to
faithfully
eat
uphold
raw
the
fish?
honor and dignity
Possibly.
of Bermuda in your every thought and deed?
Honor and dignity?
The queenship is not an a la carte position.
Okay.
Sure, let's just agree to
And
everything.
will you promise to enforce and obey the laws of Bermuda?
Can I ask about the obey part? I mean, if I'm queen...
The queen is also a citizen.
I really feel like we should have studied up under civics beforehand.
Fine,
Let's do it.
I'll do it.
Do you swear to defend and protect the people of Bermuda?
I swear to everything. That might be an
sacrificing your own
achievement.
life or limbs if necessary.
This is starting to sound like a trap.
It's just standard contractual language.
Which is also a trap. Yeah.
Okay.
Of course
I
we're
guess I'm in.
And will you gracefully accept all challenges to your hardiness, your seriousness, and your intelligence?
Yes. Once we get the key out of the way, we're going to bargain
Is there a flex time option?
just to see what
I
he
have
says.
other commitments.
You may sleep between the hours of 11 and 4.
Oh, all right.
Very well. Citizens of Bermuda, your new queen, Guybrush Threepwood.
Congratulations. If you want my advice,
Give me the crown already.
I hope you like spending all your time doing the 3 challenges. Because that's basically what your job is now. I'm off to write my memoirs.
Oh, that's okay. We'll cheat with the fish again next time. Anyway, the crown has fallen apart. That's okay. We'll just keep the key. And I guess we've just abolished our monarchy.
Oh,
There's no law about that.
as your queen,
We're not doing this worker-owned collective thing. That's not how we go. Anarchy? I don't know. We're all queens in our own special way. I like this ethic of individualism here.
I want to tell you that we're all queens in our own special way. That's why I've symbolically destroyed the crown. Why don't you all take a key? You get a key. And you get one. And you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got places to be.
Okay, so who does the challenges then? Given the state of the monarchy. Anyway, progress. That also entitles me to Whitey Bones' key. This
Alive?
one.
How is that possible?
Someone saw him talking to an old crone on Low Street. I confirmed it myself.
I'm more concerned about the crone than Threepwood. Who
Maybe
is
she'll
she?
be unavailable
Just some
then.
old bag of bones. Don't worry about her. I took care of her.
Excellent.
Took
She did
care
have
of
a
her.
key on her. A big, fancy gold one. Do you want it?
No, we don't need the keys. We have a better way. Just put it where Threepwood won't get it.
Like where?
I don't care. Use your imagination.
Yes, Captain.
Now, I have another task for you. You'll need to pick up a few things from our ship on the way.
Okay, pretty easy. We go to his ship, and we grab the key.
Toasty.
Let's see if there's anything different to interact with
Now
up here.
that I'm queen, I'm having the castle deep
Oh,
cleaned.
no, we've been locked out. Let's see if there's anything different here in case anybody has noticed that Stan has disappeared.
Can I get back inside? I want to admire the sculptures. Maybe take home a few souvenirs?
Nope. We're on lockdown.
Why?
Well, don't tell anyone, but there was an ESCAVE.
I bet the tunnel still
the
exists.
Prisoners are
All the
gone.
prisoners.
We don't know how it happened, but it's under investigation.
Well,
Good luck with that.
all of the prisoners now also get to be queens in their own way. Wonder if we can go in. Nope. So we've been locked out of a lot of the island. That's okay. We've interacted with what we need. And it looks like the escape tunnel might also be
Looks like
sealed.
they filled in the secret tunnel to the ice quarry after our escape.
And hey, look, I've got a statue of myself.
It's a sculpture of yours truly. My jawline has never looked so chiseled.
I wonder if the courthouse does anything different now that I'm queen. Can I plead?
May I approach the bench, Your Honor?
The Queen of Bermuda is always allowed to approach the bench.
Excellent.
Court is now in session. Judge Plank presiding.
I love my portrait. With the key in my mouth and everything, the portrait artist must have worked pretty
I
quickly
have
here.
no business with the court, Your Honor.
Court is adjourned.
Okay, yeah, because if you did things in an opposite sequence where you became queen before you completed Stan's quest, then that would be what happened. I'm not allowed to interact with my portrait, though. So nothing's going to go on there. Can I melt my own sculpture? I wonder if I can. No, unfortunately not. Or rather, fortunately.
It's one of the most beautiful.
Because it will stay in place. Well, unless somebody wants to challenge me. Let's see if
hello,
Burr
loyal
didn't say
subject.
anything different.
Hello, loyal subject.
Grunt. Okay.
Hello, loyal subject.
They do say different things. Let's talk to everybody.
Hello, loyal subject.
Grunt.
It'll be like that scene late in Henry V when Henry V goes in
hello,
disguise to
loyal subject.
converse with his soldiers.
Hello, loyal subject.
His former drinking buddies, indeed.
Hello, loyal subject.
It's a lot of gurs, but that's okay.
Hello, loyal subject.
And look, the portrait in here has changed as well. There's a queen's portrait
Hello, loyal subject.
on the wall. Right by the algebra room. Not my best look.
I have the feeling someone here didn't appreciate my coronation.
Well, that's really the only clean shot that they got at my portrait. No point in ringing
I had
contests
enough
at this
algebra
point.
for today.
Yeah, enough algebra. And enough fish, probably. Okay, let's get out of here. We don't really
A
have
bucket
anything that
filled
we
to the brim with rotten fish
have to
bones.
do with that. Naturally, the thing to do is to go to LeChuck's ship and see what the condition will be for retrieving Whitey Bones' key. Whitey Bones' identity seems to be something interesting
This
here,
is a bunch of
perhaps.
empty containers of monkey blood and squid ink. Finished the new book yet?
No. As far as I can tell, it has no end.
Some stories are better off that way.
It's fantastic.
Well, I'm glad
Hang in there,
he's
Bob.
doing well for
Still
himself.
not funny.
We'll see if Flambe is somebody we can interact with in a different way. No, he's still good old Flambe.
I wouldn't want to wake him up. These things get more sophisticated every year.
Okay. We will eventually need to do something about that replica flag. So that's one interaction we haven't quite figured out yet. It's entirely possible, though, that the sequence of key acquisition isn't totally non-linear, in that you maybe just can't get the museum's real flag yet until LeChuck has been freed up to do some business and go after the curator. I don't know that yet for a fact because we haven't really even attempted the Terror Island key yet. Haven't thought about it much at all. But anyway, we obviously do have to go after the remaining key if we can. Just intercept it somehow. Nothing new to interact with here, so we'll see if there's anything else. We've got what we need over here with the demon pepper. Unless there's something that we
An empty demon pepper box. Looks like Putra
want
replenished
to
her
do with the
supplies.
soup. Listen to the
Kind
soup.
of soothing in a weird way.
What do we use to mug with the soup? Nope. Wait, does that... Yeah, no, the mug is just... Well, while it's full anyway, it's not something you can use in any capacity here. We do need to do something about that replica flag, though, and I'm not sure what it will be. But let's take a look at the hold and see if perhaps the key has been secured in some way.
They boarded it shut.
And oh, look at that. A golden
Unexpected, but welcome. Yikes.
Key. Yikes, that's okay, we'll just feed it. And it'll just pass it up as it did before. Good way to hide it, you have to admit. Grab the key now.
Yikes.
Let's come back and let it belch it out first. There we go. Exactly where I wanted it.
I'm debating whether to include this story in my memoirs right about now.
Okay, that's easy.
It's one of the most beautiful keys I've ever seen.
Well, that sorts out that key really quickly.
So, the Swabby says, the mop or the bucket?
There are so many other things I could be doing right now. Why is that spell taking so long?
Relax. Lila knows what she's doing. My mother always used to say, good pizza takes time.
That's idiotic.
Are you insulting me or me mama?
Yes.
Insulting a pizza, probably.
Now this seems worthwhile.
How appropriate, you fight like a cow. However, we'll probably need to sort out Terror Island. And like I've been saying, more trivia. We do need to do something about the museum flag. That seems to be the main thing other than the Terror Island key, and that getting as far as the replica flag and potentially having given the diary by LeChuck to curator, that seems to be a meaningful step forward, even though the poetry book seems to be only there for the achievement. The diary looks like it should be something materially worthwhile if you can get the curator to perhaps print some of that gossip. So,
reminder to all crew.
Oh yes,
extinguish
that's right.
demon fire with the proper extinguishment. Other methods.
The Guybrush wears something. First given to use a scum system was Maniac Mansion. Guybrush wears... Oh, we don't know. Unknown, perhaps. Actually, I'd rather not answer that yet until we have more evidence. Although I don't know how we can say unknown. Yeah. What animal is featured in Bellafish's ship? We haven't actually found a ship yet. And I don't think an old banana counts as an animal. I think that might be a bit of a distraction here, as bananas tend to be. Anyway, we're doing decently with trivia cards so far, so let's just continue. Yeah, the hiding spot in the hold was subtle enough that I'm glad I caught onto it quickly and knew exactly what to do. It's been pretty frictionless so far in this session, but we are, of course, running into material that I haven't quite sorted out yet. What to do with Terror Island, and moreover what to do with the replica flag. I think maybe exploring Terror Island further could give me some insight, so let's do that instead. And once again, we haven't really looked at this place in much detail yet. Slimy Grotto, Mysterious Clearing, Bizarre Grove. I'm not sure if there's much else we can look at. We'll have to review this over again because when I was here last, we didn't interact with very much. Read the sign.
Death waits for all who enter. I'd turn back if I were ye.
Wonder if we can pick up the sign somehow. Perhaps we cut it out somehow. Yeah, so we haven't used a lamp yet, I don't think. That's an important thing that might be useful. We haven't used a toothbrush.
Old and the bristles are frayed, but it does resemble a toothbrush.
You know what? Maybe Stan's toothbrush is actually something that would be useful for the museum.
I better not get any closer.
But we'll think about that. Because the curator likes collecting the personal objects of people who have some history with the previous Monkey Island stories. Also, oh, that's interesting.
This is certainly exciting.
I can actually just click on my own boat to see what it's like when I'm at sea, because we will find coordinates at some point and drop anchor.
Are we lying in wait or just waiting?
So maybe, well, we are just waiting, but let's peer into the ocean depths.
It looks pretty clear from here.
We're not going to dive in this spot, but
it's chained to my ship.
But perhaps we can look at the ocean floor.
I'm not even mortal, and I'm feeling the minutes tick away.
Interesting there. Wasn't there a trivia question about what isn't on the ocean floor, or did we Which of these cannot be found on the ocean floor? Geyser, whalebone, kelp, and a crab. There's a previous area where we could walk around in the ocean.
Watch out below.
Okay.
I long for the
Alright,
day
let's
that our
go
roles
down.
are reversed, and it's your head stuck on the bow of the ship.
I'm guessing my lamp won't be lit anymore after this.
No, it won't, but we can light it up again. Not a big deal. Also, I'm only given 4 minutes, which is interesting. So this is just a random spot on the ocean floor.
This is really deep. I've already been diving for 4 minutes. I've got to turn back now, or I won't be able to hold my breath long enough to return to the surface.
I mean, talking certainly didn't really help there. So yeah, this is how we'll eventually find a wreck. We don't actually get to see the ocean floor in this location, but check out
Sea
that
Monkey 2.
mighty
Everybody loves a sequel.
vessel branding. The skulls
The Sea
were
Monkey.
optionally
My old ship was named after this plaque.
placed here because we didn't have to leave the island with all of the skulls intact, so that's
We
not
shouldn't
going to be
linger
something
too
I can
long.
use.
I never throw out a good piece of parchment.
Okay, let's
Hey Murray,
talk to
anything
Murray.
on the horizon?
Only your eventual ultimate obliteration.
Very positive attitude.
Oh, what a great patch of ocean this is. So full of nothing.
So yeah, we'll find the coordinates eventually, but first thing we have to do is figure out the flag replacement. So let's go back and let's see if Stan's toothbrush would be an adequate gift for the museum. A Museum of Pirate Lore.
Museum of Pirate Lore.
You know what? Maybe the model outside do with a flag. Anyway, let's try Stan's toothbrush. We haven't attempted it yet, but okay, so no. I was hoping that the personal effects of established characters would be good enough to work with here, but sadly,
That flag in the case isn't so special.
not so much.
I've got one just like it myself.
Yours is unlikely to be genuine, though. Only 3 are known to exist.
I wonder what happens if I replace the fake flag with one of the other real flags. If he would perhaps take the flag into the back room to secure it and therefore give me access. This might have potential. Because what if we, take this flag and compare the flags? Okay.
There's some subtle differences. For example, the words replica, not to scale, on the one in the case. Yep, identical.
Okay, so we can compare them. I wonder if we can swap them then. Let's... Crackers a green parrot. Unlock a display case. And we're going to swap a real flag.
I don't need another fake flag.
With a fake flag. Okay, maybe not.
I don't need another fake flag.
Can we burn it? Not in my current condition.
Okay, it's lit.
Whoa!
Oh.
That's not supposed to be unlocked.
Okay, if we get caught... Aha! If we get caught,
I'd better
then...
fold this and put it in storage. Then I can figure out what's wrong with the lock.
Then we can sneak over. Excellent. Well, that was simple,
We'll
actually.
just leave the replica flag in its place.
So all you needed
Maybe
to
you
do
won't
was
notice the real
get
flag
caught,
is missing.
which was not something I had considered previously, simply because we never got caught in the first place in any of the original puzzles, so... I feel like I kind of stumbled onto that one accidentally, but...
It was a priceless cultural artifact, handed down through the generations. He smashed it to smithereens before I was even out of the building. To say nothing of the government, which is now in complete turmoil. He told them that everyone is queen, and now no one has any idea who's supposed to defend the challenges. It's chaos.
I'm very sorry
I
for
think
your
they all
loss.
defended challenges.
Losses.
Judge Plank said he had a wild look, like something was trying to push its way out of his head through his eyes.
Probably the key.
Sane people don't look like that.
Okay. Anyway. Everybody's reporting to Elaine about me. That's okay. Terror Island Key, that's the only one we really need to...
It's one of Bella
Deal with
Fisher's
now.
flags, about 15 by 15, and full of holes.
Can we combine the flags? Yes, we can.
The holes of the 3 flags line up and show one exact location. I'll mark it with an X.
X marks the spot. Let's go diving. Okay, we've got a secret fishing spot. And we'll keep the trivia card in mind when looking for objects that
Are we
are
having fun yet?
in the ocean floor. Let's drop anchor. And let's go on down.
I'm guessing my lamp won't be lit anymore after this.
Nope, but we can fix that. Oh, it's really deep here. We may need an additional breathing apparatus, perhaps, given that this is also at the 4-minute
This
mark.
is really deep. I've already been diving for 4 minutes. I've got to turn back now, or I won't be able to hold my breath long enough to return to the surface.
I feel like that's what the pufferfish is for, and in fact the pufferfish that's at the back here, in the background, it serves as a bit of a subtle clue. Because we can store air in
Hey,
here,
LeChuck,
right?
we're over here.
And I can use it as an air tank. I can totally use it as an air tank. Might not be much of one, but it's interesting that there actually is a little bit of a clue here when you look at the other
This is
pufferfish just
really deep. I've already been
swimming
diving
in the
for 4
background.
minutes. I've got to turn back now,
Okay.
or I won't be able to hold my breath long enough to return to the surface.
Maybe we need to ingest it first. No, we inhale. And extend my time.
My lungs are full of delicious air again.
I kind of like that clue, actually. Because it just sort of jogs your memory without being explicit about anything. And I don't think it's particularly obscure. It's a very sensible interaction in the first place. Okay, anyway, which of these cannot be found in the ocean floor? We know Trivia Book closes, or rather stops the timer. Kelp, whalebone, geyser, crab. Well, we'll see about that. We saw a crab previously, though. So I feel like it's whalebone. Okay, that must be Bella Fisher. This must be Bella Fisher's ship. Wasn't there something about Bella Fisher's ship when animals featured? Dog, banana fish, narwhal. Well, let's grab the key first of all. Dog. Oh, it's not going to yield. We need to carve it with something, perhaps. Oh, there we go. Maybe I should have interacted with Bella Fisher's remains first. Bella Fisher
I'm
looks
not
angry.
superstitious, but I've seen one too many angry
Oh, too bad. We
ghosts.
seem to have
I bet
missed
it's not my fault.
an interaction
They
there.
shouldn't have stuck the key in there so hard.
You really shouldn't.
It has some sea.
Okay. Hang on.
It
This
has
is a different.
some sea slime, maybe, but still one of
dialogue.
the most beautiful keys I've ever seen.
Okay. That's another one out of the way. Not much else to interact with here, but we did fill in 2 trivia cards, and meanwhile... We've been seeing this meanwhile quite a bit. Because the plot has rapidly accelerated in the time that
Did
we've
I
been
ask
playing
you
today.
to give
Oh,
the
poor Wally.
prisoner a drink of water?
No, Captain, you did not. I was acting on my own initiative.
When I want initiative, I'll ask for it.
Of course, sir.
I need you to be a team player. And right now, the team is focused on one thing. The secret.
Yes, sir.
What is it? Out with it!
Well, it's just that some of the crew have been talking.
Tell me already!
The feeling is that the secret is not really a team goal. It's been suggested that
Subordination.
you think that securing the secret will help you to win over Elaine Marley, which, well, frankly, sounds kind of deluded. It's not realistic, sir.
You are not to mention Elaine in my presence, and do not presume to know what I am thinking.
Sorry, Captain. This'll be the last time I bring it up.
Yes, it will be.
To be perfectly fair, Elaine has been receiving quite a bit of bad news about Guybrush
This
recently.
is the worst job in the world.
Everybody complaining to her about Guybrush's conduct. Let's talk to Murray. Sure, maybe he has something else to
See
say.
anything yet?
The future, the past, the terrible, terrible present.
What happens if I try to sail without weighing anchor? Oh, he just sails. Okay, he doesn't actually acknowledge that. Anyway, looks like the only thing to do then is to find the one on Terror Island. We don't know how that will go yet because, as I said, we've hardly explored. So, Terror Island. Yeah, we're not going to swim. Watch out for thorns. We can't really interact with the thorns yet, I don't think, but I kind of feel like we are able to cut the signs
Death
now.
waits for all who enter. I'd turn back if I were ye.
Dark, twisted forest.
I'll make a note of this, so I can remember it in my nightmares.
Any of
Did
these
that just move?
could
I
potentially
saw
give
it
me a
move.
clue, so, you know, we'll brave the forest and see what other locations we can examine. This must be the last guy.
I'm sure I'm a more skilled survivalist and have nothing to worry about. This place gives me that lonely feeling.
Wait, let's finish this
I'm
session.
sure I'm a more skilled survivalist and have nothing to
Ah,
worry
yes, this is where we
I'll
found
just keep telling myself that.
the skeleton key. That's right, this is where we got the key. There's something else to interact with over here. Hang on, let's tab over to it. On the right side, if I can. Thought I saw it. Pick up the trivia card. There we go. And let's see, the trivia card. Which of these ingredients is not needed to get to Monkey Island? Yeast. There you go, 25 questions.
This place gives me that lonely feeling. I'd rather keep moving along.
Well, we retrieved the silver key here, I think, but we haven't done anything else to interact with these objects, so we'll leave things for now. Oh, also, one thing I didn't consider was perhaps burning the brambles. Which we could do, potentially, because I do have access to fire, I do have matches, I do have the lamp.
Okay, it's lit.
We can't use the lamp here, but perhaps the matches will do? No? Okay. And set that on fire then. Look into the unlucky place. Let's see what else there is. Slimy Grotto. Back to the murky forest.
In all the worst places, there are mushrooms.
And we obtained the mushrooms. I no longer have... Oh, we do have a knife. We can't take a core sample, unfortunately. Or even just a sample. I guess a core sample is a specifically geological term. Let's take a look at this. Wally's shop is on High... No, High Street is where the locksmith is. It is on the Low Street. Okay.
It's like a slow crashing wave of spores.
Maybe we should have tried to use the knife on the brambles earlier. We didn't consider that. Let's do that, and perhaps the signage is something we could therefore interact with. Let's try it now. Whoops. No, it looks like this isn't going to work with anything, so let's go on and see what's in the Bizarre Grove. It's a dead end?
Just a dead end. Sounds a little creepy if you think about it too much. For a dead tree, it's a little too lively.
I don't think I can water it or anything. I don't quite remember the context for the Terror Island key. And we don't have Whitey Bones to talk to anymore, so I guess we can't really revisit that line of dialogue. However...
I'm not sure I want to know what happened here. I'll be fine. Ugh, looks like he had the wrong person watching his back. What really bothers me is, why do these pirates look familiar?
Why do they look familiar?
I'm not sure I want to know what happened here. I'll be fine as long as I don't lose my wits and keep my head.
I don't think they're... I don't
Looks
know,
like
the pirate
another greedy
captains or
pirate
anybody
who met a sordid fate. Yeah, this place gives me the creeps.
we would have met previously, but... there's definitely something... Maybe we can get the cookpot ignited. No. Definitely something we should be able to interact with here. Here's some honorary grog. Okay, what haven't we used here? And there is a fair bit of item reuse in this game, we should keep that in mind as well. But the main thing that I just haven't used at all is the lamp, I think. Yeah, previously I'd explored all of these locations on Terror Island and not known what to do with them. It might be another maze-like
It's getting hard to tell the flora from the fauna.
structure, which is pretty common in Monkey Island games. Anyway, read the
It
strange
says
signs.
XYZZY. I can't quite get it off of there.
Can we cut the sign? Yes, we can. Aha.
I've had it with locks.
Serial number, please.
The serial numbers have long since rusted away.
Why don't we use limes to get the rust off? No. Maybe not. We do, however, have this key. Okay, that was simple. And we have a lamp, which is great, because that's what I needed a lamp for. And now, brave the dark tunnel in a moment. Let's see what else there is. Read the sign.
It says, warning, you are about to enter a maze of twisty passages.
And this is how
mostly
you know
very
you
simple.
are in a Monkey Island endgame. There's one like this most of the time. Okay, so let's take a look at environmental clues if we can. In the dark. Look at these symbols. Now, I wonder if these match some of the Melee Island graffiti, because that's something that this immediately brings to mind. We don't currently have much of a context for these symbols otherwise. We might need to explore some more just to see what different symbol sets could look like. But that seems like it's probably the thing we have to look for. I think the strange graffiti symbols, if we can order them somehow, will be the key. Otherwise you just get ejected back to the entrance after a bit of fumbling about. Until we eventually piece the clues together, so. Read the scrawled message. Oh, I wonder if this just randomly gets you here eventually.
The pit of agony lies ahead. That's
Did I
promising?
just luck out, or does it just eventually send you here after a few twisty passages? Maybe we'll need to go back to the twisty passages
It looks
after a
really deep.
bit of exploration. Jump into the water? Let's
Okay.
do it.
Here goes.
Pit of agony. 8 minutes.
Oh no, the lamp is going out. I should have seen that coming.
Well, we
Water, fire.
did see that coming, but we're going to do it anyway.
SOS!
Anyway, I'm going to be fumbling down here. Maybe we need to solve this puzzle within 8 minutes. We can't use the match
It won't light
here.
underwater.
But maybe there's something we can use to light things up.
I can only hold my breath.
I actually needed one of those
SOS!
fish, I think. Wasn't there a fish that I could buy that would light things up for me?
This is the point.
Yeah, Lane, what's up with that?
Help!
You're needed here. Now, surely I am not just to fumble around here for 8 minutes. I wonder if it does give you a chance to get out, because we currently don't have
Time
anything
now.
to interact with.
It's the pirate's life for me.
Chump's fishing lure. State-of-the-art pen.
Help!
The main thing I can think of is to buy an appropriate fish that will give me some light.
I probably shouldn't be talking while holding my breath.
No, that's a bad idea, Guybrush. However, the sign is glowing.
XYZZY.
It is glowing. I think we can use it as a light source.
That was a close one. I'll have to remember that fire doesn't burn underwater. Also, apparently the sign is magic.
Ah, the sign is a portal. Okay. And I wonder if the XYZZY was actually a clue to get me to the appropriate location.
Okay, it's lit.
Because I felt like we just kind of got there by guesswork earlier. instead of actually having solved how to get to this point. So I feel like we just kind of cheated our way through the twisty passages, or fumbled in without much trouble. But it's entirely possible that we'll just need to find a proper solution through the twisty passages later. Well, anyway, here's the first recourse that I can think of is let's go find a different fish. And to do that, we'll open a sea map and we'll go back to Melee Island to go shopping. And because that's the only thing I can think of right now that would potentially provide something that would light up underwater. We'll navigate our way to the high street and see what is available. Also, Whitey Bones is still upstairs. Seems like she was not actually dealt with in any significant fashion. Probably doesn't even know I have her key already.
Hey, boy. Got a warning for you.
A warning?
You're in danger. A stocky little ghost lady found me out. She came here and roughed me up. Took away my golden key.
Oh, no.
I know when I'm beat. I'm giving up on the secret. You ought to get out, too.
I wonder if we can offer her the return of her key.
Are you okay?
Let's see how Whitey Bones is doing
my
now.
spirit is crushed. Rest of me will heal.
I think I may have found your key.
That's good. You be the caretaker now. I don't need the danger.
Okay, fine by me. I got 4 keys. We just need a Terror Island key.
I've got 4
Let's we'll just give her the
keys.
update.
Good for you. But you be careful.
And, well, we know where to go, but we'll
Remind me again what you know
go
about
through
what
this
golden
dialogue
keys
again
might
anyway,
be?
just to see if
the
there's
mean little ghost lady got
anything
mine.
different like this
Oh,
line
Mrs.
here.
Smith had one. I guess she'll have willed
Yeah, we
it to
got that.
someone in her estate. There's the one Bella Fisher had. Must be at the bottom of the ocean now. One somewhere on Bermuda. And one on Terror Island.
Well, we're pretty
Not
close to the
much
one
chance to collect them all,
on
so it
Terror
seems.
Island, so we'll just grab that. I'm sorry to hear about your key, but I have it, so
I'm sorry to hear about your
sure,
key.
we'll say that
I
anyway.
hope your luck is better.
My luck is much better.
See you around, Whitey.
Most likely.
I wonder if you can offer it to her as an item, though. I don't remember which key it was, but oh, it's just tell her how many keys you have. That's not useful. Also, weird
Looks like a
graffiti.
volcano island with horns that swallowed a basketball.
Yeah, the graffiti doesn't actually match. Then let's just get some fish.
Hello.
All right, there's toadfish, slimeheads, hagfish. It moved.
It definitely moved.
I feel like that's there to kind of give you a clue as well about the lumpsuckers.
I know fish can't blink, and I want to keep on knowing that.
It definitely moved. I feel like we should be able to use that to light up the night, perhaps.
They have hagfish, toadfish, slimehead, bloater, and lumpsucker.
Where can we read about the properties of the fish?
Well, they look great, but I don't have a wheelbarrow.
Let's trade in for lumpsuckers anyway. They look like they
I'd like
light
to
up.
trade my fish in for some
And there is
lumpsuckers.
this visual clue here. I feel like they were the ones that kind of caught my attention as
I'll put
my
it on your tab.
intended purchase
Thanks.
to begin with. Lumpsuckers were what I fed to the seagull earlier in the last session.
These suckers are certainly lumpy.
They're lumpy, but I don't see that they light up. But maybe we need to feed them something to light them up, like give them a lantern. Or maybe put a lantern inside the blowfish. Hey, there's an idea. Turn this guy into a lamp. So I probably wouldn't want to do that at this moment. But I feel like finding some kind of light source and putting it in the blowfish is a potential solution. We just need to create some kind of lighting implement that will endure underwater, and we currently don't have that. Also, we notice sign lights up. I wonder if there is anything else
I
that they can
found
tell
Bella
me.
Fisher's fishing spot.
Yo, sure you did. If you're going to spin a yarn, try to put at least a little bit of truth in it, lad.
But
Trust us on this.
Fine, never mind.
Okay, let's
I
browse
think I'll browse today's catch.
You'll find none better.
Now, once again, I think that it moved and it nudges you, but if that's not the solution, we need to figure out what kind of object will light up underwater that we haven't considered yet. And I wonder if the ghost chicken feed might actually be useful for those purposes. I guess it does have a bit of a glow to it. Maybe there's the grog here as well. Very romantic
nice upgrade
fire.
for eating al fresco.
I wonder if we can talk to this pirate
Closer
anymore.
than ever to finding the secret of Monkey Island.
I'm not any closer to caring about it.
But yeah, my issue with the lump suckers is that other than the one that definitely moved and was lying around on the floor, and other than the bright yellow color here, there's nothing to suggest that it will be usable as a light source. And I
Wanted. Any information leading to the arrest and
think
conviction
we
of the person or persons who destroyed the...
are making a bit of a guess here that isn't actually supported. If we can figure out something that will light up underwater, like, I don't know, an electric eel or something, then we're going to be in good shape. But I can't recall any other item that would have fit that description so far. I feel like the blowfish is not a bad idea in terms of using it to store a light source. And of course, maybe there's something that we can check at LeChuck's ship. Because there might be something usable there. But let's go to Terror Island first. Did we actually finish exploring much of Terror Island? There's a twisting path over there. Slimy Grotto. We've kind of been everywhere here so far, I think. And I don't know what any of these other locations are for yet. Pot seems like an ill omen.
Ugh, looks like he had the wrong person watching his back. What really bothers me is, why do these pirates look familiar?
So Water's gonna put out the lantern.
XYZZY.
Oh hey. You can use it anywhere you like to head over the twisting path. I wonder if you can do something to manipulate the sign further. Maybe write on it or something. No. I guess reading the sign at all is going to be sufficient to get you back to the gate. Yeah, like I was saying, there's nothing to really convince me so far that the lumpsuckers are anything but a wild guess.
The Pit of Agony lies ahead.
The Pit of Agony lies ahead. It's very dark down there, but what if...
Not while I'm holding the lamp.
If we go down, maybe I can... Let's see if there's a lamp down there. Yeah. I need something that will light up that we can maybe put inside a fish. Or just hold, perhaps. I mean, it might even be the sign, but we don't currently have a way to use it as anything other than a teleport. I don't think we've actually used a toothbrush for anything yet either, so...
It looks really deep.
Let's jump in.
Here goes.
We have a method of escape because the light's going to go out and...
Oh no! The lamp is going out! I should have seen that coming.
Yeah, we
Water,
don't
fire.
have something that we can use. Lumpsuckers will not be it. Maybe the other fish will not be it either unless we
It's the pirate's
have something
life for
electric.
me.
We can also inhale to get back to 8 minutes.
Help me!
It doesn't get back to 8 minutes. Okay, never mind. Alright, let's get out of here
It's the
then.
pirate's life for me. XYZZY. That was a close one. I'll have to remember that fire doesn't
Well,
burn
of
underwater.
course it doesn't burn underwater, but
Okay, it's lit.
We will need some other way to light things up or insulate or seal it. Maybe there's some way to seal the exterior of the lamp in a way that still permits it to burn. I kind of feel like we don't have the items that we need. Because currently with what's available to me, I mean, we could always try to trade for another fish. We know that the sign also glows, but we don't know how to pull out the sign as a light source. Unless, oh, maybe we should just try pulling out a sign as a light source, although we can grab it, but we can't really match it with some other object, I don't think. So we'll try it again.
Okay, here goes.
The game clearly wants to draw attention to the sign, and the sign does glow.
Oh no, the lamp is going out. I should have seen that coming. Water, fire.
So can we combine the sign with something else?
How am I gonna get out of here?
No, not anything that I have currently.
Help! XYZZY.
No, I don't think
that was a close one.
Can
I'll have to remember
really
that
go
fire
back to
doesn't burn
explore the
underwater.
twisty passages any further now, can we? And yeah, you do have to
Okay, it's
light
lit.
this up or you're not allowed to proceed. The game doesn't let you go. Wonder if we can go back to the twisty passages. So I do feel like I solved the twisty
It
passages
says,
just by
warning,
guessing. It's still a
you are
little
about to enter a
unsatisfying
maze of twisty passages, mostly very similar.
because I don't know what I did. But maybe there is something like a mushroom or something that will glow
It's
underwater.
getting hard to tell the flora from...
We should explore more of Terror Island in case we find something.
there's no such thing as a
That will work.
man-eating mushroom,
Kinda
right?
trippy. Can we carve anything here? No.
Whatever it is, I don't think...
I mean, the mushrooms are not a bad idea if we can find something appropriate. Some kind of plant life. It could still be something on this island. We don't know how to interact with the skulls yet. We need something that glows. The other thing we can do is go to the ocean floor and see if there's something that presented itself as a functioning light source. Because that would be the natural place to check, actually. Because we would be able to confirm that something was indeed available to us as something
This
valid.
is so full of nothing.
Wait, let's dive.
I'm guessing my lamp won't be lit anymore after this.
No, it won't, but that is something that kind of presents itself in connection with the other lamp-related clue, and yep, it automatically just consumes blowfish at this point because you've already solved that puzzle. You're not required to remember that if you solved that earlier and somehow neglected to use it further. But as I was saying, maybe since we're underwater we can find a light source that actually works.
I'm not superstitious, but it's not my fault. They shouldn't have stuck the key in
No,
there
there's
so hard.
nothing to interact with that I can see, unfortunately. So it'll be something else. What glows underwater? Rather, we need to make something glow underwater.
I'm not even mortal and I'm feeling the minutes tick
We can
away.
go back to Scurvy Island because we might not be quite finished with what we can do there yet. Possibly we can even meet up with Elaine once more, and there'll be a clue that presents itself. And Elaine's not home.
Not everyone can list a staple remover among their cherished mementos. Pirates used to have to steal this from Elaine to prove themselves.
Okay, maybe not anything here. Where would we have encountered something that lights up, though?
Oh, I love
Lighthouse,
that place.
no?
It's like a 100-foot candy cane.
Yeah, we need some kind of waterproof light source. I'm trying to think about where we would have seen that illustrated by example. I mean, you've got a bunch of lamps over here. There's Demon Flame. There is Demon Flame. I like this idea. Because Demon Flame is something that's difficult to extinguish, right? So why don't we just light up the lamp by using it? Yeah.
I'm sure he won't mind if I
Flambe.
borrow some demon fire.
That should work. That should work. I like that solution a lot, actually, because I was wondering the whole time what this little clue would kick in to do. This little clue about extinguishing demon fire.
Reminder to all crew.
Other
Extinguish
methods
demon
will not
fire
work.
with the proper extinguishment.
Such as water. And that was actually all we needed.
It's lit with deep.
Great. Beautiful solution, actually. And that Flambe has been there all that time, and there's been plenty of opportunities. Remember that? We could have just used a plaque to come back here to the entrance, but no need. We'll just dip here instead. And in we go. We got Demon Fire. Notice that the lighting is subtly different with this demon glow that will
It looks
survive
really
the water. Speaking of which, let's blow the
good.
glowfish.
Not while I'm holding the lamp.
Not while you're holding the lamp. Okay, that's fine. Then, while we don't need it anyway, it doesn't allow you to reset up to 8 minutes. In
Okay.
this particular instance.
Here goes.
We've got Demon Fire, and we're doing just fine. Also, weren't there a whole bunch of Terror Island clues in a trivia book that we didn't interact with? How many dead pirates are in the abandoned camp? I thought there were 3, but maybe it's 2 plus the skull, so... Okay, never mind. I felt like I mean, we saw 3, but... Oh, that's right. I think I previously answered that incorrectly because we chose 1 since I mistook the grave site for the camp. The camp definitely has 3. So, just second guessing myself here. Anyway, it's a dog. We'll have to recollect the other card. There have been cards that I've been able to reobtain, often not at the same locations, I don't think. There is a little bit of random element. Sure it's dark back there.
I don't think I'll get too close. It probably tastes delicious.
He absolutely does. It smells great, in fact. Look at how deep we are.
Looking at these ribs is making me hungry.
Ribs.
Yeah, somebody forgot their bones.
Can't pick those up, unfortunately. But we can emerge and venture deeper. We're not getting out yet. Oh, didn't even get to look at that.
Oh.
That looks like it hurts. But here we it's Herman. At long last.
You landed on my bed.
Herman Toothrot?
I think so. It's been a while.
And there's a trivia
Do
card about his
funny
favorite
things
book,
when you're
so...
not using them.
How have you been?
How have you been?
Meh.
Have you been in this cave very long?
Well, not in geologic terms. As a percentage of the total number of years of existence of the cave itself, it would be a small number.
I'm glad he's
On a
keeping
human
things in
scale,
perspective.
However, yes! It all depends on your perspective.
I'm looking for a golden key.
Sounds like something I might have read in a book once. Are you a fictional character?
Not that I'm aware of.
I don't think he is. How does a person get out of this place? And I wonder if he was responsible himself for the screaming in the
How
caves.
does a person get
I
out of
kind
this
of suspect
place?
he was.
Typically, you don't.
Are you freaked out by all the weird screaming in the caves?
Oh, that's me. Just a little light entertainment and well-being work. Primal screaming is very therapeutic. Try it.
We're definitely trying it.
Ah!
It's not very
Whew,
primal.
You're right. Yeah, that feels good.
Not nearly primal enough.
Can I get you anything?
Out would be nice.
Okay, so we're going to... Oh, look, it's a key.
It's a golden
Can I take
key.
it? You probably won't let me. But let's take a look at
What are all these scribbles?
everything else first.
My Neo-Utilitarian Manifesto.
Or maybe getting out is a puzzle. However, we know how to get out. We can just use the glowing sign to get out at any point. So if I just take the key and go, I'd be able to do that. I kind of feel like that's not going to be the whole story. I think he's going to disallow us from taking the key.
No touching.
That's a golden key.
Maybe it's mine.
You were hunting for the keys too. That's how you got stuck here.
Yeah, because I have a clear exit
suppose that
strategy,
would
so
make
getting the
sense.
key must be the hard part, so
Let's make a deal for the key.
let's make a deal.
I'm pretty sure I wanted it for a reason, but a decade or so in a dark cave can do funny things to your memory. So, get me out of here, and then I'll let you have the key.
Okay. I know I can trust him, but we'll ask anyway.
How do I know I can trust you?
I don't know. How do I know I can trust you?
Because we're all pals.
I don't know. How do I know I can trust you?
I don't know. How do I know I can trust you?
He inflects it differently. I think I'm going to continue this dialogue in this loop just to see if there's any other change.
I don't know. How do I know I can trust you?
I don't know. How do I know I can trust you?
Okay, so maybe
I don't
that's
know.
just in a loop now.
How do I know I can trust you?
I don't know.
Okay,
How do I
let's say
know I
something
can
else.
trust you?
Let's say...
If you let me have the key, then I'll get you out of the cave.
That sounds good. As long as it's escape first, key afterward.
We'll need to let him escape.
It needs to be key first, then escape.
It needs to be escape first, then key.
Maybe that's not negotiable.
Me having the key is for the greater good.
For the greater good of you, certainly.
Just give me the key already.
No!
Anyway, let's do the puzzle once we
Give me the key.
express our desire. They're totally going to lose the key. They're going to lose it. And we'll need to recover it the hard way. Oh. Now that's the only way out of that dialogue, so...
I'm eager to see how you're gonna get us out of here now.
That's the last key. Voodoo Shop, here I come.
Well, I mean, I have the sign. I can just get out using the sign.
Want to hear a quote?
I wish I could see it.
I wish I had more time to look around here, actually, because... We should light a match. Oh, didn't last very long. Get some rest in the bed. The sign's the obvious thing to do, but I want to see if I can get some rest in the bed and see what
Reginald
happens.
unfurled the perfumed missive and slid his eyes along it. Oh, my lovely privateer, lend me your most private ear. And so it continued saucily.
That gives me a trivia answer.
It's too dark to see anything.
Oh, okay, so you can't actually use the trivia book
It's too
when
dark
it's too
to see
dark.
anything.
Or the to-do list. That's a neat
My
little...
sweetest lily pad,
detail.
Reginald Hart, won't you come on down to my brigantine? Throwing
I kinda
her
would-
hand to her
just wanna
head,
hear him read for a little
Cornelia
bit.
replied, Alas, you know I cannot leave my station.
We can get some rest 3 hours later. No progress. But, I mean, we have a warp, so...
Reginald swoop.
So, Herman.
Can we talk to him?
Any ideas?
I can get myself
hoping
out.
you'd have one.
I wonder if I can go back for him, though, because we can always reobtain the demon part. Oh, except we no longer have the
Cornelia's
lantern.
betrothed was a vile, vicious, and reviled little lord
I
of the
kind
moniker
of want to hear more of the
Laszlo
story, to
Smirk.
be honest, even though
Sneered.
we have a way to get out.
Remember, my dear, whose vote will require to retain your title and office?
Okay, yeah.
They both paused. Mine, he then said.
I was thinking for a moment that here, because there's no light source, it doesn't allow you to read anything, but the sign is glowing, so we should be able to read it like we were able to earlier.
Sea, Reginald sent homing pigeons, praying that one
kind of
would
want to listen to him
return
talk,
with a note from his beloved, or a lacy kerchief, or a bit of her hair, etc. But they really weren't seabirds at all.
But yeah, there was a trivia question earlier that was about the character's name. And we have Reginald as the answer, and I think that was the question.
Leaned in close,
I just wonder if there is an achievement for listening to the story, that's all, so.
We mustn't, she whispered.
We'll give it a minute.
Oughtn't, he
and
agreed. We dursn't, they cried in unison.
Be left in suspense. Does it continue? It's not the end of the story yet.
His crew danced merrily, but Reginald moped. Every wheeze of the concertina only reminded him. All day she sighed at her desk and stamped the municipal envelopes to the rhythm of her in-love heart.
This might not go anywhere. Let's just read this out.
XYZZY.
Anyway, that solves the problem. We've got 5 keys.
Well, that wasn't so hard.
Can't go back from them, though? Probably not, since we have
What
no
happened
lantern.
to Mr. Two-Rot?
When?
Did
We
you get
left
him
him
out
there.
of the cave? How'd you do it?
That's not part of this story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we left him there. We have 5 keys. We're going back to the voodoo shop. We're going to open things up.
Creepwood has all the keys?
Of course I
That's
do.
right,
We'll be
Captain.
intercepted,
Just
I'm
recovered
sure.
the last one.
Prepare to set sail for Melee Island immediately.
What
Now, it's
about
unfortunate
my
that I
spell?
didn't interact with more of Herman's room before I attempted to grab the key. I was hoping to get out of that and just kind of explore down there, but
I'm afraid I can't say the same for you, however.
Aw, you're betraying me.
first your
I'm
sudden
the
but
one who does
inevitable
that.
betrayal.
But I do respect talent in other people.
Anyway, we're back here. I'm no longer able to brave the pitch
I'm not
blackness and
walking any
possible
farther.
bottomless
It's
pit.
way too dark.
I wonder if I'm able to get another lantern, actually, and go back for Herman. I kind of doubt it, because I don't remember where I got the lantern in the first place. I think it was in Bermuda, but I'm not completely certain of this. Sail back to Melee right away. Okay, so we're not allowed to explore further. We have to go cash in the keys pretty much immediately. But we didn't really interact with anything in Terror Island here, so I wonder if we'll be cut off here and we have to solve some sequence in Terror Island in order to get out. Yeah, I feel like we're not actually going to be able to make it out immediately because there's just so much left to see here that we have not done anything with. So anyway, let's take a look. Roguish Pirate is Reginald. And yeah, we got most of these except for Guybrush's underwear. There's a lot here to collect. A splintered ship, interesting. Didn't look at this previously.
Rest in pieces.
I wonder if the teleporting LeChuck fight that is common to some of the other games in the series will take place in Terror Island, and because we have so many empty locations here we haven't done anything with them. There's no way we're done with the place. Although maybe we are. Anyway, let's cash in the keys, and can we explore further, or does he... Oh, he says stay here.
I'm not leaving again without the secret of Monkey Island.
Really?
I'm not leaving without the secret. I'm not leaving...
Okay. We're going to check this last item here and see what happens. We take another drink?
Not done with my drink.
Anyway, there's no way we can just insert the keys right away without some interruption occurring. But we'll try it anyway. And maybe talk to the voodoo lady in the meantime and pick up a trivia card. Just to procrastinate. What does Guybrush say? Landing at an island. Well, now you're asking me this when we don't know. He doesn't say land ho. I'm trying to remember if he says ahoy or nothing. I think he says nothing. I'm pretty sure he says nothing, but yeah, because I would have noticed it by now if he did have some kind of catchphrase. Anyway, no voodoo lady. Nothing to interact with either, so let's just crack this open and go. The only thing that matters right now.
The moment of truth is at hand.
Let's do it.
I'd need a lot of keys to open that.
We've got 5, so let's plug them all in. How do I know the colors? I guess... Well, I mean, if the key fits, it fits, right? So... Yeah, because the... Oh, you know what? Maybe the sequence does matter because you can choose which keyhole to use, and possibly there's a pattern that we need. Or not. We'll just open it. Anyway, we've learned a secret.
Wow. It's cheesier than I imagined, but still beautiful.
And we'll need another key.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. I wasn't really thinking about the possibility of yet another lock. This seems like overkill.
Well, elementary principle of puzzle design, I'll always give you the lock before
there's
the
no
key.
serial number. Maybe I can break it open.
Oh, and you're going to break the ceremonial knife. That's no way to treat it. Totally voids the warranty. Where did I get that? I'm sure an elegant solution will present itself. This is not a problem. I choose to see it as a puzzle because that's what we've been doing.
This is not a problem. I choose to see it as a puzzle.
3 points!
Ah!
Okay. Here's the LeChuck boss. I bet he punches me everywhere around the island until we
LeChuck.
figure this out.
My
Or
old
perhaps we can have
nemesis.
another round of
Here
the
we
sword
are
fight.
Again. Looks like this story ends the
Come
way it was
back after
always
comeback.
destined to end. With just you and me and the secret.
Not quite.
Okay, we're outnumbered.
I don't suppose it'll do me any good to point out that you're cheating again?
I've underestimated your resourcefulness, Threepwood. But force always wins in the end. You should try it sometime.
Good
No,
luck
I
opening
choose to
that.
see it as a puzzle.
It's well made.
I bet he just
tried everything I
opens it.
could think of for a whole minute, and I didn't make a dent in it.
I bet he
Of
has the
course
key.
not. The secret can only be revealed in a ceremonial chamber located deep within the bowels of Monkey Island.
That would have been nice to know ahead of time.
It pleases me to have you live with the knowledge of how close you were to having this before I took it from you. So, I've decided not to kill you right this minute.
Very
Outside
important
that door,
oversight.
the deal is off. Don't even think about following me, and count to 100 before you leave the building.
I wonder if there's an achievement for just obeying him and counting to 100 before leaving the building.
1,
1. Oh, I wonder if we can just do this.
2,
Just to see.
3, 4, 5,
This is the achievement
6,
hunting mentality in
7,
action.
8.
We're going to
9.
do it. Okay, so we do have to skip.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80,
It's not
90,
like
100.
the 99 bottles of beer in the wall sequence in
Guybrush!
Monkey Island 2, where
Whitey said she saw
you
you
actually
come
can
in.
count down the whole thing.
Are you all right?
No. I mean, yes, I'm fine.
Do you want to talk about it?
LeChuck has the
Elaine's
secret.
been very
and he's
kind
headed
to us
for
this
the
whole game.
bowels of Monkey Island.
The caverns
Unusually kind
underneath the big
and
monkey
tolerant.
head?
There's no time to lose. Let's talk on the way.
I suppose that's married life. Anyway, Beneath the Monkey Head, Part 5.
seem like a better way to get here than making the potion. I'll definitely have to take notes next time.
Yes, I just hope it turns out to be worth all the effort.
What effort? That was easy.
I'm
Elaine
not
has
talking
all
about
the answers.
trip over. I mean all the work you've done leading up to it. Not to mention the trail of destruction you've left in your wake.
Nonsense. Give me 12 examples.
Oh, nonsense. Give me 12 examples.
I want to hear them.
If you meant to challenge me, you should have gone for a larger number. Odina told me an exciting story about what happened on Bermuda. Apparently, you managed to destroy a priceless traditional artifact and the government of an
Do I get to
entire
defend
island
myself?
in 5 minutes flat. That's quite impressive. Even for you.
It didn't really take much more than 5 minutes.
Frankly, I think I did them a favor. That stuff with the contests was nutty. Traditions are great to have, but you shouldn't base your government on them.
I can't say that I disagree, but it wasn't really
Yes,
your
I don't have
choice
to eat
make.
more of the fish.
Technically, yes it was, as dictated by tradition.
Odina also thinks you cheated on your algebra test and tried to poison her.
All true. Yeah, it was actually just hot pepper. But I was solving puzzles.
I was solving puzzles. These situations come up and there's only one way to work things out.
Is there?
Incidentally, I think you might also be royalty now, since you're married to me.
I thought something felt different this morning. How many is
Elaine
that now?
has
4? There's
probably
been
been
some
royalty
slight
many times over.
collateral damage to the environment. The mop tree. It was the last one left on Melee Island. And I have it on good authority that you had something to do with the earthquake as well.
Yeah, we can add it to count. No, but you do have to get the mop handle just right.
You have to
be
get the mop
perfectly
handle
clear.
just right. The cook said so. At length.
Oh, it does go on a bit, doesn't he? He bent my ear for 20 minutes and I wasn't even trying to make a mop. But still. The whole tree?
I can't always predict how these things will turn out.
Clearly not. Did you know the Museum of Pirate Lore has shut down?
Oh, it's probably because of the chest diary.
Of its prize exhibits
Oh no, it's
went
just the
missing.
exhibits.
Curiously, there was only one name in the guest book.
I never signed a guest book.
I used a pseudonym. How did you know it was me?
I don't recall signing the guest book.
Mighty Pirate. It wasn't hard to figure out.
Doesn't everyone use that one?
Herman Toothrot is also a little upset with you.
How did he get out?
He says you took his key and left him in a dark cave.
It's true that I couldn't get back into the cave without the lamp. I kind of wonder, because there are certain things that we've resolved, like passing on the poetry to the curator of a publication, for instance. I wonder if there are certain things you can complete that change the outcomes of this snatch of dialogue. Or if it's just going to be the same thing every time. I did hear from somebody vaguely that there are multiple solutions to certain things in the game, but I didn't know that, so... Or rather, I haven't seen instances so far of where that might be the case. Anyway. He was already in a dark cave when I found him, that's very true. Yeah.
I couldn't get back
Let's
into
just
the
say that.
cave without the lamp. It, broke. And the old lamp shop on Melee shut down years ago.
Well, you'll be happy to know he made it out.
Oh, okay.
I rescued him myself.
So,
I am
Boy
happy
Brush
to
was
know
asking
that.
about that.
Thanks.
Very simple.
Remind me why we're talking about all this?
It's just...
As
I'm
I said,
worried
12.
that the secret can't possibly measure up to the effort and anticipation.
It won't.
What exactly are you expecting to find?
That Guybrush is... Okay. I actually do have an answer to that. I do have an answer to that, but maybe I'll talk about it once I get to this game's presentation of, apparently, The Secret of Monkey Island, which I don't honestly expect it to deliver. But we're going to say... Knowledge.
The secret isn't about having something. It's about knowing something. A mystery for the ages. Solved.
Well, be careful what you wish for.
I have a little bit of a backstory about an answer I had previously heard to The Secret of Monkey Island, as I'd been saying on pretty much every
Here we
one of
go.
the previous
Just like old
streams
times.
of this
Are you
game. But
ready for the caverns?
we'll talk about it when we get to this game's version of the answer. There are mushrooms, big ones. Yep, that's right. Both lava and tiny ledges. Both of these are true. We're going to go into mushrooms.
I remember them. There are mushrooms. Big ones.
Oh, Guybrush. Even in the caverns, probably only 80% of those are deadly poison.
How about I remove your liver so you don't have to worry about it?
Well,
I don't know about that.
You go on ahead, sweetie. I'll catch up.
I kind of want to watch Elaine handle this, but oh, guess not. Can I pop back out and watch Elaine handle this? I would like to.
Elaine's buying me time by taking care of Flair. I should use it wisely.
Anyway, good old caverns, this time with Wally. I might not want to open the shackles when he's dangling there.
Hey, Wally. How's it hanging?
Seriously, that's the joke you were going to use right now?
It's an old
I'm
reliable.
trying out some new material.
Don't quit
It's not
your
really
day
new material.
job.
Wally, what happened?
As if you don't know.
How did you end up here? I saw your office had been ransacked.
LeChuck
We get
came
Wally
the
into this
shop
situation
storming
often,
mad
don't we?
Because he thought I gave him a map instead of a map to the secret.
Yeah, real head scratcher how that happened. Thanks
yeah,
for the CMAC.
not taking
That was
responsibility
really
for
great,
that
and
one.
I owe you for all the work you did for free.
Glad you liked it.
That mop map you made for me was a winner.
Oh yeah, that's right. I did make you a map.
I wonder if
Wait,
he's going to put
it's
2 and 2
all
together.
starting to make sense now. Why is it that every time our paths cross, good old Wally is kidnapped or tormented or worse?
The mysteries of how the universe works may never be known. I wish I could get you out of those
Well, we haven't really
shackles.
tried to
You
get him
and
out of the
me
shackles yet.
both.
I feel like unlocking that when he's on top of bubbling lava may not be the best idea, but
Yeah, I'd love to stay and chat, but I've got to get the secret before LeChuck does.
Sure, run off. Wally will be fine.
can we inspect the serial number? Let's take a look at the shackles.
I'll need a key to open these.
We're going to try this every time.
It's a bit late in the game for that.
It's a bit late in the game. Oh, I guess because we can't actually go back to Melee Island.
Hey, Wally. Yeah, I'd love to stay and chat, but...
Sure, run off. Wally will be fine.
Yeah, perhaps we can't actually get him out of the shackles. We just need to live with this for the time being. This is for the museum display case. I wonder if we can redesign.
XYZZY. Huh. I guess it doesn't work everywhere.
Okay, worth a try. Also, notice that the grog has been emptied. So possibly we need the mug for something. This is a somewhat important difference, although we're not guaranteed to have it. Oh, yes we are, because we definitely at least have one mug from... What do we even use that for, actually, now that I think about it? I don't recall. Anyway. Feels like it was a while ago that we used a mug for something. Anyway, poor Wally, we don't really have anything else that we can do for him right now. Xeon, welcome. As you can see, I'm pretty deep into this at this point. In part 5, we've had a pretty smooth experience so far. Wrapping up part 4 so far over the course of this stream. And let's keep going.
Flambe, you're awake.
Not for long. I'm just here to tell you that you are making a mistake.
Well, if
The
only I
Chuck's
could have
obsession
a
consumes him
lamp.
like a frog swallowing a tarantula. You don't want to be there when he opens that chest.
Correct. I want to be there before he opens it.
Very much
You
so.
two deserve each other.
Yeah, that's right. Run!
Well, we didn't really get a chance to thank him for his demon head, but okay, that's fine. Anyway, back to the maze. Jump to certain lava death. Contemplate certain lava death. Oh, interesting. I love to zoom in here, by the way. To zoom back out. Kind of. I think we should contemplate it first.
I can't really see down there too well. There's a lot of lava.
We're doing it.
Okay, here goes.
Yep. These games don't kill you unless you... Actually, even this game doesn't kill you if you attempt to drone, unlike Monkey Island 1.
LeChuck, I'm coming for you!
Okay, back to the maze system. Okay, look at that. It's a puzzle wheel of some sort. I wonder if we'll get a chance to solve
I
it.
should have gotten rid of you the first 58 times I had the chance. You will never make it down here alive.
It looks very much like the kind of decoder rings that used to be used for copy protection in the game
once,
manuals
I want this to be easy.
of the original. In fact, when I replayed Monkey Island 2 and Scum VM not long ago, I had to look up the decoder wheel solution. Because, you know, that's what violating copy protection in the post-floppy era is like.
Only the organized pirate will pass.
I'm organized. We've got a to-do list. There's a sealed stone door. Well, let's get organized. And...
only the organized pirate will pass.
we'll see what that means. Check out a monkey with a parrot. Pick up a pebble. Let's
It looks
do
like
that.
a piece of 8, but made of stone.
Doing it.
Yep.
Okay.
I wonder if the parrot had anything to do with the eye.
Definitely. Anyway, we'll continue to go this way. In previous games, there's always been a little bit of randomization to it.
I can relate.
To the maze puzzle near the end, but we'll see what we can eventually interact with here. Squinting
I'm
monkey.
naming it Captain Squint.
So there will be some kind of sequence that we'll need to be attentive to. Jolly monkey.
It looks proud to be a monkey.
And we're back here. Okay, so does this get reordered or is this the same sequence? It is the same sequence. Only the organized pirate will enter.
Only the organized pirate will pass.
Will pass, rather. So we need some system of organization involving these statues. Also, why don't I just... Okay, you can only open your to-do list. You can't really present proof of organization. At least not with what I currently have. Whoops. Only the organized pirate will pass. What do we use this with a coin purse? No. What do we use the pen with something? No, we clearly have to interact with each of these.
It looks proud to be a monkey. I'm naming it Captain Squint.
So I wonder if there are implements that we can use with each of these, like giving it a monocle, for instance. And
It's holding a monocle.
yeah, because I feel like we need to match an appropriate item to each of these.
It looks proud to be a monkey.
Now, why would it be proud to be a monkey? Because it is holding a knife, maybe? Well, let's consider, because I wonder if there are multiple solutions to this where it's proud to be holding multiple things. But no, it looks like the knife is the thing that fits. There's only going to be so much that you can do with each of these, and I think that's going to be
It's holding a knife.
one possible path. Xenoblade 3 DLC on Thursday already? Okay. Xeon, the thing is, I'm holding off on that until... I actually didn't know that, first of all, and I'm holding off on any additional content for Xenoblade until we know whether there will be a physical edition of the expansion with the code for the pass, like there was for Torna. Now, the thing about Torna was that I never actually went back to the Xenoblade 2 base game to replay it with the DLC content, because I was just too far gone from that at that
I can
time.
relate.
But I still prefer a physical edition of the main bulk of the expansion. which is why it was never my intention to buy the Xenoblade 3 pass fully digitally until we had some confirmation or disconfirmation of that. I wonder if we could just use a toothbrush. Hang on. Because this looks like he wants to plunge the dagger as well, doesn't he? Frustrated monkey. I feel like he could just as easily be a match for a dagger. Because it really does look like he's plunging an object. Or maybe he's just shaking a demon pepper, who knows. Or it could be the grog mug. You know what?
It's holding a knife.
I think the jolly monkey is holding the grog mug. So I like how it's not just a simple by the numbers thing. Here you actually do need to think about what each of them would be holding given their pose. Although there are only so many valid items to go around.
I wonder if the parrot had anything to do with the eye.
Maybe this guy could use the monocle as well, though. But he's feeding crackers to the parrot. Yeah. And I'm an organized pirate. Will you look at that? I was considering toothbrush as well, actually, because, you know, what else would you be using in a stabbing motion? Oh, we're going to go down the stairs. I wonder if we can collect the items back and if the door remains open. Does it? The door remains open, so we're going to take everything back. Just in case. You never know when we might want more crackers. Okay.
LeChuck! The secret will never be yours!
Here we are. Yeah, I didn't know Xenoblade 3 was being patched so soon. Anyway, LeChuck is doing the copy protection decoder.
Threepwood, won't you ever give up and just go home?
It does look like a lot of the Melee Island graffiti symbols, but not exactly.
Once is a coincidence, twice is suspicious.
Mm-hmm. Can we examine this coin?
Yep, it's made of stone. It's empty. It's my very own, very sharp. I've got enough to last me.
Okay, yeah, because we took everything back.
They
Great.
magnify stuff even.
Let's see the message.
Only the observant pirate will pass.
Okay, let's observe. So, admire
Those
Captain Monkey
epaulets
Beard.
deserve a room of their own.
Let's see what the other options are first. Interesting. Interesting. So, I guess we have to perhaps even match the coins.
Made of stone. Yep, it's made of stone.
Can we combine these in some fashion? We probably can put them in a chest accordingly, but we need to consider
the
it
clever
first
eyes
swab.
put this one above the rank and file. That's why I assume first swab.
Oh, interesting. So we can, yeah.
Those
So
epaulets
this is
deserve a room of their
Captain.
own.
This is for swab,
The clever eyes put this one
and yeah, we'll have multiple coins to go around. And
Cheer up, little guy. You'll go far.
this is a cabin monkey. So I think these are the only ones here. So
Only the observant.
pirate. There's really a bit of a Last Crusade element to this quest sequence here, which is very appropriate if you know your LucasArts adventure game history. Anyway.
Yep, it's made of stone.
5 stone pieces of 8.
Those epaulets deserve a room of their own.
I wonder what else could potentially go in other than just coins. Either that or we need to have a certain sequence here of the amount of cash that each of them is privy to. But these shapes are also slightly different, but not in a way that I can actually observe carefully.
Yep, it's made of stone. Yep, it's made of stone.
And he says the same thing about all of them.
It's made of stone. Yep.
So they're
made of
basically
stone.
indistinguishable apart from these minor
made of
differences in the
stone.
artwork that probably That will not be an instrumental part of this clue. Consider the first swab.
Well, I've only got 1 coin left.
Ah, okay. This is interesting. You got 1 coin. And I think maybe you can create a kind of
Cheer up, little guy. You'll go
rank
far.
here. Where you have 6 coins in total, and we just need to do 3 coins, 2 coins, 1 coin. And the thing that is kind of a pièce de résistance to this particular solution is the coin person only having 1 coin remaining, which is something that I didn't know until just a moment ago. So we are going to probably give the actual gold coin to this statue here. We can always take the coin bag. I don't think it ends up in a bag, does it? Yes, it does. Okay. And we'll give it some value. I don't know if the coins will be regarded as equivalents. But we'll do 3, 2, 1 and see if that works. And it does. And we'll take everything back. Because we're not leaving everything here. So yeah, the entire trick there was just to use your own coin. Pretty simple.
LeChuck, the secret is mine!
No, there's more labyrinth coming, I'm sure. Or maybe not. Aha, LeChuck actually solved it. I bet he looked up the answer on the internet or dialed the LucasArts 1-900 Jedi
You really
hotline.
do suck at puzzles, don't you?
1-900 something Jedi.
You will never have the secret.
I will soon have my revenge.
Then you will forever be cursed.
And you will never escape.
You will vanish with no tails.
No, I will return. Third time be a charm, Threepweed.
Oh, so much for Madison. Okay. Or so it seems. These games are very non-lethal. They're very
Next time, I keep my voice
gentle
down.
and lighthearted that way. Anyway.
Only the bloodthirsty pirate will pass.
Alright, let's stab something. Try that way.
There's no way I'm getting through there.
I guess we have to do things in sequence over here. Okay, what does this guy got?
It looks like its arm is hurt.
Sad monkey. We'll look at all the options first before we proceed.
It looks like its leg is hurt.
Screaming. What was it hurt about it first one? It was.
It looks like its arm is hurt.
Arm.
It looks like its leg is hurt. This is going to be a problem.
It looks like everything is hurt.
There's no way I'm getting through there.
Alright. Well, we'll construct the last solution by inference somehow. Only the bloodthirsty pirate will pass, so if its arm is hurt, we need to think about something that will... let's see. Stab the statue... But why would we want to do that? Unless we want to stab everything. Let's just stab all of them. Oh, interesting.
It's leaking some kind of oil all over the floor now.
Can we pick that up somehow? Perhaps with the grog. I'm not going to drink that, am I?
I don't think bloodthirsty is meant to be taken literally. At least I hope not.
I wonder if we can mix everything together. Like, we stab each of them and then we have some kind of concoction. I feel very sorry for the Scream Monkey.
Leaking some kind of oil all over the floor now.
Can we combine? Oh, we have to empty the mug first before we can do that. Okay. Yeah, because we can fill it and we can empty it. But I wonder if we can just stab everything.
That didn't seem to do anything.
But I wonder if we can interact with this by emptying the mug. That's exactly it. Problem
Where
solved.
there's a will, there's a way.
Where there's grog, there's a way. Let's fill this up again in case we want to use it for something. I doubt it. Doing this optional stuff on my way down is probably optional, just to create more clutter in my inventory again, but we'll continue and see what happens.
Wow.
Deeper we go. And oh, we have to solve the decoder wheel. It's a number puzzle. Wonderful. And there's no way back. So I guess all of the extraneous items we picked up may or may not come in handy. Oh, no, we can climb the stairs. But we had better work on this. Rotate the inner wheel, rotate the outer wheel, then we can not touch that. Change the date. Oh, interesting. So it goes in increments that are totally uneven. There's no particular system to it. I would guess that we need to match the faces somehow. But I can't really exert my control over the date in the center, so I wonder if rotating the wheel will manipulate that somehow. Any of these faces could match. And we just need to figure out what it would be. Interesting. Well, let's take a look at what we have, in case we have a relevant bit of information here. Solve the code wheel. Possibly we need to go back. Oh no, wait, there's something to interact with down here. Let's see what
So
Captain
long,
Madison's
Captain
hat.
Madison. Ugh, this is like one of those mystery stories where the person has so many enemies the detectives don't know where to start.
Can I grab Captain Madison's hat?
So long, Captain Madison.
Well, we don't have that. Also, I'm not
I don't
touching
want to
that.
close any more possible escape routes.
So, I can't change this very systematically yet, which kind of tells me that maybe there's something we need to read or look at first in order to see that. Oh hey, look at that. We've actually been taking things off the list. I didn't realize that we could do that. Murder those who get in your way, though. We haven't done that yet. XYZZY? No, that's not going to be important here. A piece of 8, so we've got a decrypted map, which would not give me anything. I'm looking at the faces on either side of the pillar as well, in case there's something. I feel like we need to go back for more clues. I don't think we have the information necessary to do this currently, but I mean, we have a couple of things we can look at. There's only one who has a beard, for instance, and maybe this pirate with a beard or something you can do. I feel like we don't have sufficient information. We need to go back, for sure. And see... Oh yeah, 1590. It says right here, 1590. Well, that's simple. Let's set the date, and hopefully it stays. Okay, we're going to stay in place with that, 1590, and then we're going to see if we can assemble the faces some other way. Yeah, we've seen... how many statues at this point? But this guy's got the kind of toothy frown pirate hat. We should look upstairs to see who else had what. Yeah, because this might give you the different hats and their related expressions. Let's go back up though to take a look. Ah, yeah, see this face above the door here? It's got eye patch plus gaping mouth. We only need one clue to get the wheel, actually. That's the only thing we need. Pretty sure. If only LeChuck had thought to come upstairs to look at any of that. So, who's the eye patch guy? Do we have that? Yeah, we do. That's gonna be gaping mouth. And we're doing it. And blue blur, welcome. Or red streak, I should say. Not to be confused with rest streak.
I don't want to close any more possible escape.
Hey, this looks correct though. Unless we need to observe something first in order to confirm that I want to enter that code. I do want to enter that code. We've got 1590 here. We've got... I haven't used this yet. It's this little thing here. But we see above the door here the configuration of the face that we want. Why would we want to go back up to the lava lake? We don't, I think. I think I have what I need. I haven't used this door's clue yet. That's the only thing that kind of concerns me. We've got the 1590, we've got what we need. I just need some way to confirm throwing the switch.
So long, Captain Madison.
Oh no, we've got the wrong mouth, don't we? Yeah, we got the wrong mouth. Hang on. Yeah, there we go, there we go. Yeah, because the second door gives you the mouth. The first door doesn't really give you a matching mouth at all, in fact, so... Let's see if we can pull this.
I don't want to close any more possible escape routes.
But I do want to close more possible escape routes. How do I confirm that I want to enter this? Let's see. We don't want any further changes. We want to...
I don't want to close any more possible escape routes.
Enter this somehow. This is the solution I want, I think. Yeah, because you got 1590 above the door here, you've got the mouth here, you've got eye patch here. So the thing is, how do we punch it? And yeah, red streak, you did tell me that there was a typo from red streak. You told me that last time you were here. I'm pretty sure. Okay, we've got Tootsie Grin, we've got eye patch. Notice that the eye patch is reversed from what I wanted, so... How do we touch this then? He says, I'm not touching that because we haven't confirmed for some reason that this is the solution, but we have the wheel. So maybe we're not just supposed to line things up linearly. There's some additional...
So long, Captain Madison.
Match puzzle or key code that we need. Looks like I've done what I've needed. It's just that we...
I don't want to close any more possible escape routes.
Don't know how to persuade him to close possible escape routes. Maybe we can do something with Captain Madison's hat, but... we don't have anything that can really reach. Yeah, we need something that kind of confirms entry here. We're not using a hint, obviously, but... Is there something else that we can do? Let's see, 1590... Maybe there's some other sequence here that is important. Some other clue. Because it seems like we're given all the information we need without any redundancy. There's the hand there. Yeah, it's eye patch. The only thing that stands out to me so far is that the eye patch is reversed. But 1590 definitely looks correct. Spin the outer layer a little bit more in case we have a better eye patch to work with? I don't know. This absolutely looks correct, I just don't know how to tell the game that I want it to be correct. Maybe there's something else we need to do here to stick this in place. Try a refreshing swig. No, apparently not. Look at a decrypted map. Read a note. So how do we pull a switch? Let's see. Is there anything else I can interact with here other than Madison's hat?
So long, Captain Madison.
I don't really have anything that can reach. Not even from below, and I don't think the direction matters. Oh, you know what? Stone slab.
One of the stone slabs from the altar seems to have fallen off during the rumbling. There's some writing on it. After 4 extra years out at sea, their peg legs grew weak in the knees.
Ah, okay.
3 steps right, but 2 left, till they fell off the deck, and they met Davy Jones for some tea. After all I've been through, finding some limericks on a piece of stone sinking into the lava isn't all that strange.
Okay, so this tells you how to manipulate the starting symbols that we've had before. So, yeah, we're given starting information, but then using this as a starting point, we have additional rotations that are going to be necessary based on the limerick here. That's the clue I was missing.
Extra years
so we add 4 years.
Their peg legs grew weak in the knees. 3 steps right, but 2 left, till they fell off the deck, and they met Davy Jones for some tea.
3 steps to the right and 2 left. But then that doesn't tell me the order for whether to do the outer ring first.
In the knees. 3 steps right, but 2 left, till they fell off the deck, and they met Davy Jones for some tea.
I mean, we need to add 4 years. That's the first thing that comes to mind. Oh. So we turned it 4 times. So maybe it goes from the inside out. Because it's not 4 years as in getting me up to 1594. It's 4 additional turns to get me up to 1690. 3 and then 2. Yeah. Oh, that goes left. That only goes left. So let's take a look. Was it 3 left?
After 4 extra years out at sea, their peg legs grew weak in the knees. 3 steps right, but 2 left, till they fell off the deck, and they met Davy Jones for some tea.
Okay, so because the center wheel only ever goes left, we overshot by 1 step. So let's go back to the starting point. It'll be 2 left. That's the first interpretation. The second interpretation would just be to turn it 3 spots left to match the 3 spots right if we're reading everything from the inside out. But I don't think it is. I think the outer wheel is only going to turn to the right. And I think that's going to be it. There we go. Hi, Centrix. Welcome. Hope you've been doing well. And yeah, that's exactly what it was. That was the only information that was missing. And I guess we're not going to pull this after all, even though we've
I don't want to close any more possible escape routes.
the road.
Huh? What?
And I knew this would kick in at some point.
Caves under Monkey Island, and
This is the same thing
Oh no. Not yet.
that happened in Monkey Island too. It's saying, oh no, not yet. Because in Monkey Island 2, you end up in this as well. Should I? Of course you should.
Score! Free popcorn.
Free popcorn.
The windows are just pasted on, and they're not even
Can I
straight.
straighten it out somehow? Yeah, Monkey Island 2, of course, you weren't permitted to continue to the
High
street.
Street, 20 feet. Hall of Pirates, 3-minute walk. Additional restrooms at Dinky Island.
Can we go back inside? I bet we can.
Must have locked when I came out. It seems to be stuck closed.
Okay, so let's see what else we can interact with then. I guess we just have to continue. Unless there's a way I can manipulate the window.
Score!
So we can't eat the popcorn, we just admire it. And what the heck is down there? Let's see.
Glad you finally made it, kid.
Melee Island is under
It's closing
different
time
conditions.
and everyone wants to go home.
Last chance to hand over the key, locksmith.
What do you mean it's closing time? I just got here.
Oh, I don't have time for this. I'm late for an important meeting. Take my keys and shut off all the lights before you leave.
So I wonder if we can reopen.
Anything that happens after closing time.
Okay.
Guybrush, are you ready to go?
We're not ready to go.
Chance to hand over the key, locksmith.
He's trying to encourage me to hand over a key. There's also a way to turn off the lights, and then... Oh, it's business.
Bite your tongue. That's property of the chums.
Yeah, but I'm a chum. I can show him my fishing lure. We'll do that in a moment. I just want to explore what's possible with the keys first, before we turn off any lights. Here's a mechanical Otis. Yeah, so everything is just a simulation. We're living in a simulation, I guess you could say. We're not going to turn anything off yet. Open this bad boy up. Not with the key that I have right now. They almost look real. Stan makes LeChuck better every time. Yeah, he does.
Dang. Stan makes LeChuck better every time.
The secret is mine.
Each time I come here, Stan really ups the challenge. But it's still LeChuck 0, Guybrush Threepwood 6.
The secret is mine.
I guess so, if you count... Yeah, it would be 5 games up to this point. If you're thinking about 0 and 6. Because Monkey Island 1 and 2, and then Curse, Escape, and then Tales of Monkey Island, and then this one. So I guess you've got 6. I don't recall what the scene is based on, though. Whether it's one of the more recent games. If it is based on something like that, if there's a precedent for Stan creating these models, or if this is something original here. Obviously, coming out through that door off to the side of Melee Island earlier is pretty directly a reference to the same thing that happens when you come out the lift in the part just before the end in Monkey Island 2.
Nice twist adding in Madison, Trent, and
What am I
Lila.
doing with
the team
the
up had me
rats?
fooled for a while.
We'll see.
Secret is mine.
Oh, Red Streak, you're talking about the rats. I thought Centrix was talking about the rats that we see here in the game, but... You've been catching rats with your bare hands? Yeah, you might want to be careful with that. I assume you're just trying to train your own real-world skip squeaks so they can hit on-off switches when you jump or something, but I don't recommend doing that without proper sanitation.
Well, back to my boring flooring inspector job. Until next time.
Anyway, we're not turning off the switches just yet. I do want to try the keys first. We also have popcorn that we can potentially use. Let's try the keys.
It's Stan's keyring for turning off all the lights.
It's only for the lights, okay. Oh hey, we can totally use it. Okay. Things seem to have calmed down here quite a bit. It's no longer... Oh, never mind. Never mind. I wonder if we can go all the way back up for some reason. Because I think it lets you go back here because maybe some of the items that we plugged into the statues earlier are going to remain useful. Oh. Oh. End credits. That's not what I expected. We didn't turn off the lights. We're going to reload that save. I want to see what else happens in that scene because it feels like we just skipped everything there. I don't know if it's the only ending. Because there's an achievement there that says return to the world you know. I wonder if there are multiple endings, and I wonder if we can reload into that. Or if this is a fake out. I would not put it past Ron Gilbert to do an ending like this, because that's what he does. Sometimes. I want to go back to see if we can interact with things by turning off the lights, because I just didn't even try that. I thought I'd try the door first. Yeah, because this way, notice that we didn't even attempt to open up the chest, right? So if there is some tease of the secret of Monkey Island inside the chest, I wonder if we could have tried it. I feel like we got a bad ending or something. We're not going to be done with the stream. We're going to try to reload that save and explore. I haven't done a manual save since the end of my last stream though, so hopefully the autosave actually does place me before the ending so we can play around with that. Otherwise it's going to be a long way back. Return to the world that you know. Yeah, I feel like maybe there are multiple endings to work with here. But usually when we see the end credits, this is where I would comment about the game, but, you know, I feel like we have not seen what the ending has to offer just yet. And given that the keys are explicitly flagged as these are keys for turning off the lights, I wonder... Nice map there at the end, though. So yeah, no, we're not finished. We're going back to it if we can. I think there's a fairly significant overlap between the returning cast and the voices in the previous games since Curse of Monkey Island, when the voice acting was introduced, but I don't know exactly how much overlap. Neil Druckmann is in this somehow. Neil Druckmann, some of you would know from God of War. Electrodude, we're not done. We unexpectedly hit the end credits, and I think I got a bad ending, or at least an alternate ending. We are going to read the credits, and then we're going to go back into my save to see what we can do with the final scene, because I basically skipped out on a whole bunch of potential interactions and then just ran into the credits all of a sudden. So we're not done. We've got more left to explore, assuming that I can reload that save. And I don't know yet if that's the case. If we can't reload that save for some reason, then that's a different situation. But I would be surprised if the game didn't let me, because it seems like it's much too easy to just accidentally stumble into the credits the way that I did. And because I have no context for even what I did just now, I just accidentally skipped everything. So we're not done. And I do wonder what I'm missing. Because yeah, we will watch the credits though, just in case, because it does look like it is the full credits roll, so we definitely hit some kind of legitimate ending here, but surely it can't be the only thing. And yeah, we didn't really get the satisfaction of interacting with anything at the end. Here's the thing, is that usually when I play games like this, I try to explore as much of the dialogue and the interactions as possible, which is why we also played this run in the verbose mode, which did not seem that wordy. So I wonder if you decided not to play the verbose mode, just how succinct everything is, because I don't think it was overloaded with much dialogue. It was very much in line with what is traditionally the amount of dialogue in this genre. So the low talking mode, I don't know how low it is, but it must be very significantly truncated. Because I would not really even have remembered that I put on the verbose mode, really, if I hadn't thought about it just now. But yeah, we're going to go back, we're going to see the ending properly. But this is not even the first time today that I've accidentally skipped over a whole sequence of interactions. When we saw Herman Toothrot in the volcanic cave earlier, for instance, I sort of accidentally skipped over all the interactions there by attempting to grab the key, and didn't have a graceful exit out of that chain of dialogue without proceeding to the next scene. So maybe we shouldn't put it past this game that it would just funnel me to the ending like this. No, and Mario, I hit the end credits, but I don't feel like I beat this because I basically skipped the whole set of interactions in the last scene that I saw. So we're going to reload the save, we're going to go back into it, and we're going to see what else we can do there in case there's an alternate ending that is reachable. Because this is what happens when you play with my style, which is, you know, I just ignore instructions and I poke around and see what I can do. Is that maybe sometimes you run into situations like this where I just accidentally skip the ending. The other thing that I felt like I accidentally skipped was the maze going to the lava cave earlier on Terror Island near the end of Act 4. I feel like I didn't actually solve that, but given that we didn't see any clues about how to navigate that maze, I wonder if it was a case of my not solving it, or if it was just never a maze puzzle at all. Because yeah, we never had any kind of final confrontation with LeChuck here, we never had any closure, I suppose, about attempting to unlock the secret of Monkey Island chest. There's a ton of stuff I did not do at the end. And you have to keep in mind, though, that having played many of Ron Gilbert's games in the past, that sometimes they do try to go a little bit bizarre with the endings. In a way that Thimbleweed Park, which was his last game a couple years ago, had a bit of a meta ending that was a throwback to Maniac Mansion that I'm not sure people would necessarily appreciate if they didn't have much of a history with the adventure genre. The ending of Monkey Island 2, which leads to the opening scene in this game, was very notorious in its own right as an ending that... Well, I don't want to talk too much about it for people who have never played the series, but the ending to Monkey Island 2 is famous for a reason. Very special thanks to George Lucas, of course, given that Lucasfilm Games was very much at the very foundation of this series, and indeed the whole LucasArts take on this genre. But anyway, we need to reload that save. We are not done, by any means. Those seem like a full set of credits, though. That also prevent me from any kind of input. Okay, we're loading it. Something has been added to the scrapbook. We're not looking at that yet. We're going to load the game. And the game reloads at the point at which you re-enter here. I think this was right before the credit sequence, so let's open this up. Okay, and I'm going to create a manual save here just in case, because I think we don't want to mess around with that too much. We'll just overwrite this one. We've been, yeah, this was just the save at the beginning of this session, so we'll just overwrite it. We'll go back in. And we don't want to seal this off.
I don't want to close any more possible escape routes.
Or rather, he won't let me. So yeah, this... Okay, this autosave was just before I exited out to the credits then. Because it's if you go back upstairs to explore that you exit to the world you know and you hit the end credits. So, let's see everything that we didn't see back here. So you're given Stan's keys to turn off the lights. But I want to interact with everything I can first.
Historic Landmark, the original secret, a pirate adventure park, established 1989 by R. Gilbert.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Historic Landmark, the original secret, a pirate adventure park, established 1989 by R. Gilbert.
Well, yes, because... Well, this is related to the massive spoiler for Monkey Island 2 that I was talking about, because even though in the end of Monkey Island 2, you wind up with that kind of meta structure of Little Guybrush and Little Chucky, as he's now named, at the Big Whoop theme park. If you go back to Monkey Island 1, there are a couple of clues like that point to that possibility. I think it was in that game that maybe there's the clown poster in the alley or something. The alley has always been significant, and the poster changes a bit every time. We see Stan over here, but it has been a clown in the past. It has been a circus. There's always been a bit of an indication that Guybrush is really fond of a circus, for instance. So, yeah, so I think the meta idea here is that this was the original Monkey Island theme park, but then it has been updated with time, hence the addition that he notes here, where there's a key that you can also grab.
That was disappointingly easy. I wonder what's going on.
So, this key is for the gaudy
I'd
chest.
be really excited to have.
I'm just suspicious. Yeah, I'm very suspicious too. So he acknowledges the addition of the new characters, as we saw earlier.
Job. Until next time.
And yeah, we've got Otis over here. We've got the opportunity to turn off the lights.
I presume you want to tell us a story, but I can also tell,
Okay,
just by
this is
looking at you, that you're not ready for the likes of us.
Let's escape and souvenirs. Yeah, you got the musical skulls on the right side. I'm looking at the hats. The hats look like they have the flag designs. Sorry, I'm just going to tap back to this quite a bit. You've got the pufferfish on the bottom right. Just kind of admiring some of the detail here. I know we could just screenshot this and look at it later, but I guess, yeah, there are the Chum's fishing lures that are on the top left, as you can see there. So the souvenirs are references to, you know, puzzle components that we've worked in this game specifically, I think. There's a Whitey Bones up there that we can't interact with at the moment. What happens when we turn off the lights?
The switch is locked.
We have key ring. So
the switch is locked.
We're going to do this before we try the chest key. Thunder Bunny. Oh, you can actually talk to Elaine. We haven't done that. And it is not an animatronic Elaine. It is real Elaine.
Elaine, thank goodness you're here.
Of course.
Or at least we think it is.
Where else would I be?
We don't actually get any closure with Guybrush telling the story to Boybrush too, or at least with the ending I saw earlier, so.
I'm not sure where I am all of a sudden.
You're right here with me. But we shouldn't stick around too long.
And yeah, everything goes back to Melee Island at the end.
I was just underground on Monkey Island, and now we're on Melee?
Things just go by in a blur sometimes when you're having fun, don't they?
How'd it go with Flair?
We'll
Let's just say
go through all the
I
dialogue.
made my point.
Yeah, she did.
How did you get here before me?
You know I always try to stay a step ahead.
Have you done something new with your hair?
Has she? I don't
Got
notice
ruffled in
anything
the fight.
too different.
I
Oh
like
yes,
it.
a little ruffled on the edges. I'm not ready to go.
I'm gonna look around some more.
But, so, it looks like maybe this is an alternate ending that you get to leave with Elaine, perhaps. We'll attempt to leave with Elaine at the end.
The switch is locked.
So what happens when we turn out the lights? So, if you turn off the power, Otis powers down as well. I wonder if you can also power down the chest. Let's see. And if you turn this off, you can't actually interact with the chest. So that's an important thing to note here. So since we are interested in interacting with the chest, which will probably not reveal
Yeah, I
anything
should have
too
suspected
important.
Stan's involvement the minute I saw how cheap and gaudy this is.
Also, well, we'll see what this reveals, but this might be a good time to share the story one more time. My personal
Have it
Monkey
locked.
Island story.
If only there was a key.
Because I've been waiting for the moment to
Interesting.
reveal this. Interesting.
I found
the secret of Monkey Island.
and all it was this stupid t-shirt.
Wonder if we can wear the t-shirt.
It's empty.
Can we?
I found
Oh, we got a popcorn.
the secret of Monkey Island, and all it was this stupid t-shirt.
In the original game, of course, when you do the pirate trials, you get the t-shirts for each of the tasks, like defeating the Swordmaster, etc. So that in itself is kind of a reference to Monkey Island 1. But, so we have a couple of different secret solutions here, as you can see. Inside the chest, there's a t-shirt, which is Monkey Island 1 reference.
Historic landmark.
Here.
The original secret, a pirate adventure park. Established 1989 by R. Gilbert.
1989, of course, being when the first Monkey Island was developed, and Melee Island being one of the central fixtures of that. But this is a good time, perhaps, to turn off the lights and tell you a little story. So, as I've said over the course of streaming this game in the past few days, we'll get into the light beside Elaine so I can kind of talk about this in more intimate quarters. Many years ago, before the launch of The Cave, which was this 7-character puzzle platformer, back in early 2013 or late 2012, I think. So I met Ron Gilbert at a demo event. Next GM, you're going to work and lurk? Yeah, we're almost done here. We've hit the end credits once already, and we're about to hit them again. But I met Ron Gilbert, as I've said in every stream of this game so far. And as I was heading out, I just asked him socially, so, what is the secret of Monkey Island? And he did give me an answer, and I haven't said it on stream publicly yet. I've DM'd it to a couple people here who have asked me before. But the secret he told me at the time was that Guybrush is really a banana. Now, of course, I didn't buy that as an official answer at the time. But I kind of searched for that in various variants, I should say, to see if he had given a similar answer elsewhere. It actually was something he had hinted at maybe once in the past. At the time that he had told it to me, there was maybe only one similar thing that he had said buried deep in an interview somewhere. And I think later on, many years after, he gave the same answer to somebody who just asked him on Reddit, or in some other kind of Ask Me Anything. But anyway, so for the longest time, it seems, Ron Gilbert had this answer just kind of socially prepared as a party answer if anybody ever asked him under casual circumstances, what is the secret of Monkey Island? He would say that Guybrush is secretly a banana. So I was really curious to see if that would have any impact at all on this game, because in the lead up to Return to Monkey Island, he had been kind of making rounds and telling the press about how, okay, this is finally the secret that I wanted to reveal. And indeed, even back in the early 2000s, when he was designing, when he wasn't in control of this IP, and when it seemed like he might never be in control of this IP again, given the way it was bouncing around, that even way back then, he sort of had this ambition to eventually make Monkey Island 3A if he could reacquire the rights somehow. And then, of course, it went from Lucasfilm, or rather LucasArts, over to Disney, and then just took years to finally come together with this effort brokered by Devolver Digital to have Ron Gilbert's studio, Terrible Toy Box, work on a Monkey Island game with Disney's blessing. So, this was a long time coming. This was really question number one on people's minds when Disney took control of the LucasArts properties, at least if you're from an adventure game background. But all along, Ron Gilbert had some kind of plan to reveal the secret, and apparently it was not that Guybrush was really a banana, but that we already knew what we wanted to know way back with the Big Whoop theme park in Monkey Island 2, which is that you have
Historic Landmark, the original secret,
historic
a
landmark
pirate adventure
of
park,
the original secret.
established 1989 by R. Gilbert.
Or is it? We don't know yet, because we're going to attempt to leave with Elaine. Thunder Bunny, is there anything else to say? I got the secret. Can we hand it to her?
I got the secret!
You finally did it! I hope it was worth it.
I'm gonna have to think about that.
I'm going to look around some
look
more.
around some more.
I'm going to see if I can give her the t-shirt. let's show it off and see how we can
Not
interact with it.
sure how I feel about this being the secret.
No matter what it was, could it have ever lived up to your expectations?
Actually-
On the bright side, it's 100% pre-washed cotton.
Glass half full. That's why I married you.
If it was the banana thing, it probably would have lived up to my
Score.
expectation.
Free popcorn.
Also, what do we do to interact with the popcorn? Let's give
Want
Elaine
some
some
popcorn?
popcorn.
Ew, did you find that on the ground?
We absolutely found it on that ground.
No.
No thanks.
Okay, maybe not. Can we feed her crackers? Let's see if there's anything else we can do to interact with Elaine here before we go, because, you know, we made it all the way here. Let's read the pamphlet again, because we did not threaten bodily harm and we did not murder anybody. I feel like there is an achievement for checking off everything on this list if we manage to do it, but I guess we won't be able to do it on this run. To-do list. Yeah, so there is a checklist item here to head home with Elaine, which we did not do previously because we went back through the other door. So I guess we'll get a different ending here if it permits me to head home with Elaine into our little dream world here, which is apparently not the world we know. So are we ready to go? I think we've delayed this long enough. Oh, I want to do one more thing. Let's see if we can show the chum's fishing lure to the animatronic version of the pirate captain. No, we can't. Okay. That's all right. We've been putting this off for long enough. Let's leave with Plunder Bunny here.
I'm ready to go.
Good. Me too.
And what kind of meta ending will we see here that establishes that Guybrush is actually not in his reality at all? Will we see him talk to his child? Yes, we will. And his child is very unsatisfied.
That was a silly ending, and it didn't even make any sense. You're terrible at endings.
I thought you liked silly endings. You and Chucky play the ending of Monkey Island 2 really silly.
That's different. We're kids, and we're just goofing around. You're the one who said you can't just change things. You said that's not how storytelling works.
I did?
I want to know the secret. You have to tell me what you really found in the chest.
That Guybrush was really a... Okay, I guess you can't actually say that. I wasn't making anything up. That was what really happened. Yeah, I think I'm going to say that, in all honesty, because, you know, it actually is what happened. And there isn't any one answer to what the secret is. Well, there never was. It's been teased every step of the way.
Whoa, I wasn't making anything up. That was what really happened.
Mom? Dad won't tell me what the secret is.
Look at how decked out Elaine
Are you filling
is.
our son's head with your outlandish stories again?
I was telling him the one about how we found the secret of Monkey Island.
Oh, that one. Every time you tell that story, the ending gets stranger and stranger. Let's go down to the docks and watch the galleon head out.
Yay!
I found the lost map to the treasure of Maya Island. It's going to be a fun adventure.
I'll meet you down there.
Okay, now what? Let's see. This is kind of a lovely screenshotable moment, by the way. As the camera continues zooming in. And then do we see the end credits roll again with a different achievement? So we don't get an achievement for hitting the credits this way. Anyway, we've seen the credits once already. I don't think there will be a difference. Let's just skip it. If we can. If we can. Okay, so that exits. So, we've seen those endings. Let's take a look. Achievement-wise, this is what we wound up with. And there's a lot more to collect when it comes to the trivia cards. Return to the world you know, I guess it's just an alternate ending then, where we didn't get to do much else. So, yeah, it seemed like the big Act 4 puzzle that we finished today really was the core of the experience, all in all. And let's take a look at what we have unlocked in the scrapbook, because...
Hey, want to see my Mighty Pirate scrapbook? It's filled with my adventures.
I didn't show this off fully on the stream previously, but basically the scrapbook...
Ever since I was a kid, I wanted to be a mighty pirate.
...is initially introduced as a recap tool for people who are new to the series or have been away from it for a very long time. So
that's me, Guybrush Threepwood.
You can
that's me.
Navigate around and you can relive the adventures in the previous games.
3 trials to prove your worth.
I'm not going to walk through everything on stream here, but...
Things took an unexpected turn while I was working on
This is basically just a summary of Monkey Island 1,
Monkey
act
Island
by
was a
act.
steaming volcanic mystery, covered with jungle and not found on any map.
Yeah, and you can basically click on any specific thing to relive specific puzzles or plot points.
Monkey Island was a steaming LeChuck's ghostly ship was anchored in a lake of lava hidden beneath. We wound up back on Melee Island.
And this is
for
the
stunning
ending of
conclusion
Monkey
to
Island
my
1.
first big adventure.
Spoiler alert.
These are from the time I went to find the treasure
This is all
of
Monkey
Big
Island
Whoop.
2.
One time, Elaine got turned into a statue.
This is Monkey Island 3.
Chuck was behind it, of course. That guy never gives up.
And this is where you met Murray
It was around
initially.
this time that I met Murray, the allegedly all-powerful demonic skull, after a rousing
So yeah, it just gets a single page. Also, doesn't
these are
say
from
anything
the
about
time
Big
I
Whoop.
went to find the treasure of Big Whoop.
Oh, it actually doesn't spoil the end of Monkey Island 2, which is very considerate.
Again, it came down to just me and LeChuck at the end. He was using magic, but then, so was I.
Anyway.
One time, this was a great day. Though in retrospect, we shouldn't have had the scumbar handle the catering.
Yeah, that's the wedding day.
This is the daisy we stomped on together. Wedding traditions are weird. I wrote a great haiku for the wedding invitation. Oh man.
Anyway, I never actually
This was that
got very far in
crazy
Monkey
time
Island
LeChuck
4,
teamed up
Escape
with
from
an
Monkey Island, so
Australian
there's
billionaire and
too
tried
much
to
to
use a mystical talisman to make Elaine his bride.
comment on
Everything
here from a
started
personal
because
perspective.
They thought Elaine was dead, so they held an election to replace her. Then there was the time I accidentally let loose LeChuck's pox over the entire Caribbean.
And I think this is Tales of
Or
Monkey
so it
Island.
seemed.
The Telltale serialized game from a little over a decade ago when Telltale was just getting established. Incredible to think that Telltale literally just came and went in the span of a couple of years after really dominating its own spin on the dialogue story adventure. Dave Grossman, of course, was the founder of Telltale, who then came to work on this game, Return to Monkey Island, with Ron Gilbert.
I had to wear a hook for a while. It came in handy.
Yeah, maybe we should play some of these at some point.
Oh, here's that voodoo doll from the end of my Big Whoop adventure.
And
I defeated LeChuck with this.
Yep.
His leg came off as easy as tearing a loaf of bread. These are from the time I found the secret of Monkey Island.
So, okay, so this is probably the newly added page because this refers to the activity in this game. And so we might as well take a look at this page just to see a bit of a review of what we've just seen and how he comments on
I
it.
started my voyage at the Scumbar, but right away I could tell it wasn't going to be like old times. The new pirate leaders were focused on sacking and pillaging. But plunder stats aren't everything. I made the unusual decision
we didn't
to
quite
join
fill out the
LeChuck's
entire
crew as a
pamphlet,
way
but
to get to Monkey Island.
Good enough.
In some quarters, my reputation was a disadvantage. I learned more than I ever wanted to know about mops. Serving on LeChuck's ship was an interesting experience. I grew to like the crew. I forgot all about looking like a zombie and starting a mutiny and seizing the ship. Gullet was my supervisor. Not a very pleasant guy.
I guess he's still stuck on that rudder, isn't he, after all this time? I mean,
Putre was really happy when I got her promoted to chef.
apart from any lingering issues with hopping realities that we may have
My
done here.
disguise held up great, right up until we were nearing Monkey Island, when it, well, there was a failure. I got thrown off the ship, but that was okay. I'd gotten as far as I needed to. The actual return to Monkey Island was not what I expected.
Well, let's see how he comments on it.
We all thought the secret would be on the island somewhere. Everybody had a map. Some more
This is
useful
just
than
Act 3 of this game.
I learned some deeply personal things about my nemesis, LeChuck.
Yeah, I guess passing the diary to the curator never actually paid off in any way. But I guess that was just a way for the game to, collect expended inventory. outside of the act breaks.
Elaine and
with
I
a bit
rebuilt
of a
my
special
old ship,
interaction
the
of its
Sea
own.
Monkey, so we could sail back to Melee. The temporary pact I made with my enemies turned out to be about 5 minutes more temporary than I had hoped.
Well, only took 5 minutes to do certain other tasks, like wreck the entire Bermuda Triangle and its political system.
It was a race
Aha!
to get
Look
to
at
the
that.
secret
Collectibles.
first. LeChuck teamed up with Madison, but that was never going to last. Madison was scheming to betray LeChuck.
Very accurate illustrations all over.
Lila was scheming to betray Madison.
Of course, for
and
Elaine,
LeChuck.
we've got a photograph.
I'm not sure Trent ever thought very far ahead. Whitey Bones told me all about the Golden Keys. Elaine had a lot on her plate, but she was with me in the end. Carla handled earthquake relief as best she could under the circumstances. I broke Stan out of prison.
Yeah, that's definitely Stan.
Wally was kidnapped.
Oh, where's the accountant?
The voodoo lady disappeared.
Yeah, Voodoo Lady just went off somewhere. Voodoo Lady's
Unseated
shop
the
just
reigning queen
emptied
to
out, in
become
fact.
the last queen of Bermuda. I visited Herman Toothrot in his cozy hermit cave. I hunted down
Poor
all
accountant.
5
You
golden
got
keys.
completely left out here.
I wonder if I was supposed to keep these.
Yeah, you were.
I managed to recover the secret, but then LeChuck stole it and took it back to Monkey Island to open it.
Let's see him comment on the
We
secret.
chased LeChuck back to Monkey Island
I wonder
again.
if the
and I tracked him
T-shirt
down.
would be pinned here at the end, actually. But then that raises an interesting question, because initially I finished the game without completing the opening of the chest and retrieval of the T-shirt, and that in fact may be totally optional. Because it's possible to leave at the end with Elaine as well, without having collected the secret in the first place, and you're given the option to do so,
Elaine held off Flare Gory while I went into the monkey.
And of course, here's the decoder ring.
I made this mock-up of the final puzzle. I think
Good
it's pretty
mock-up.
neat.
It even looks usable when it's scrapbooked like this.
I found
Poor
Wally.
Wally. We left Wally again, like we did back in Monkey Island 2, so...
Someone had devised a series of
Poor fellow.
themed pirate monkey puzzles to keep out the unworthy. Oh shoot. I wonder when this fell out.
What is that? Oh, interesting. So, something
shoot.
was previously
this
supposed
fell
to be here, and it is no longer here. And he won't tell you what item that is, so maybe
Hey,
it's something that's
what's
collectible.
this?
Aha! Break the seal. Get more paper for the rest of your adventures. Okay, so here's a little something that we haven't seen. R&D. Let's break it. Aha. So here's a little note here about what you're setting to do to return to Monkey Island. Okay, I'm not going to read it verbatim, but this is a developer message. And yeah, this is kind of an interesting note. I'm not going to read the whole thing, obviously, but we'll, at least I'm not going to read it aloud. I am reading it in person right now and just commenting appropriately, perhaps, but it's just going on about how the Monkey Island games have kind of been a reflection of the state of mind of the creators and what their concerns were at any given point of their lives. It's a reflection of their own personal preoccupations. And yeah, that's the thing I was thinking about earlier when kind of relating the story of my own personal encounter with the secret of Monkey Island. That's in LeChuck's Revenge, one of the things that pops up very prominently is that Guybrush just can't stop telling people about what he did to LeChuck in the first game with the root beer and all that, and they're absolutely sick of hearing him tell that story. And it certainly occurred to me because, you know, even my own little brush with Monkey Island and Ron Gilbert was something I was kind of bringing back in every single stream because it was my own little personal perspective on this experience coming in. And yeah, there's a bit of a comment here about Tales of Monkey Island because, of course, Ron and Dave did not work on 3 and 4, but Dave did work on 5. I don't remember what Ron Gilbert's involvement in the Telltale Tales of Monkey Island was in any capacity because I didn't play it, but Dave Grossman worked on it with Telltale and as a story about trust, and I can't comment on that because I don't really know the game. Yeah, a couple of adventures with teams who had their own hopes and challenges. That was 3 and 4, and I still love Curse of Monkey Island, the third game, which was not worked on by the original team. Oh yeah, R&D would be Ron and Dave, exactly. That's why there's the seal on the outside. Children and lives in a lumpy, encrusted layer of experience. So interesting that they wrote this mission statement back in 2020 and decided to bundle it up from there. And because, of course, this has been a secret project for quite some time, since they managed to get the deal together. He's mostly associated with something, Guybrush that is mostly associated with something that happened a long time ago and that feels unfinished to him. The game is a goofy pirate adventure, the same as always, but also it's a story about trying to recapture the past, with all its alleged youthful strength and glory. Guybrush will both succeed and fail at this. He will sort of get what he wants, but it won't be what he expected. I predict the same for us. Well, get more paper for the rest of your adventures. I guess that's how it closes out.
I chased LeChuck back to Monkey Island again, and I tracked him down.
I am curious about this missing spot here, though. I feel like that is perhaps dependent
oh, shoot.
On
I wonder when this fell out.
Some achievement here that I have not completed. I bet we can, in fact, fill that in with something that we haven't done. It was a race to get to the secret first.
We chased LeChuck back.
Unless, of course, it is just a secret itself. Anyway, I think, though, that this is a good place to end. And I'll probably be privately going through this at some point just to take off some of the achievements and see what alternatives there are. I did have somebody hint to me in an earlier chat, either on my channel or elsewhere on one of the other Mario Maker chats, that there were apparently multiple solutions or multiple endings or some other missable content. One thing that we did obtain that was missable was, for instance, the painting in the chef's kitchen that you could plug into the picture frame at any given opportunity. So there are definitely some optional things going on here, which kind of remind me of how there was an optional arcade puzzle in Thimbleweed Park that was definitely totally missable if you weren't paying attention, like a little buried hard mode puzzle, I suppose, that you wouldn't really even know is there unless you were paying attention to some of the stray items in your inventory. So I don't know exactly what it is we missed, but I think we were reasonably thorough. There were, of course, certain scenes where I accidentally skipped over things, like the whole scene with Herman Toothrot, where I didn't get to explore his room properly.
Hey,
but in the end, I think that was a pretty reasonably satisfying experience here. And I think we'll end.
These are from the serving on LeChuck. The
with
actual
one of
return to Monkey Island was
these screens here.
We chased LeChuck back to.
Yeah.
It was a race to. The actual return to Monkey Island. Serving up. These are from the time I found the secret of Monkey Island.
We'll end on this shot, actually. I kind of like this here and this music that we're listening to. I think this is a reasonable time to conclude. So that is it for our streaming run through Return to Monkey Island, which took place over 4 sittings. And we've got a lot of other content planned for October, so do follow what's going on the Discord. The immediate priority will be probably to get back to Splatoon 3, actually, because we'll be going back to After Alterna, which I haven't returned to since my first attempt at doing the first section of it about 3 weeks ago, so I do mean to go back to that at some point. We will, of course, be continuing with the final scheduled week of 7MMC on the Mario Maker front. Speaking of which, I highly recommend you check out the belated trailer release for week 5 of 7MMC, which was just released within the past day. It is I think, a powerful demonstration of Duffy's vocal talents as the voice of the Mario Maker Celebration trailers, both for this and for the YMM projects in the past. Mr. Electrodude, what team am I picking for the next Splatfest? I'm not terribly attached to Pokemon, but if I were picking based on theme, I'd probably go with water. Simply because I've had some water starters in the past, I guess, when I have played Pokemon. But I'll probably be sitting back and seeing if people are filing onto a particular team the way that almost everybody I knew piled into Team Gear last time around. But if I were to take the lead on it, I'd probably go with water. I might signal my intention to do so using the app if anybody ever bothers looking at it, but we'll see how people feel. We'll discuss. It would be fantastic to be on the same team as you and Samuel and whoever else wants to join in again, so we'll hopefully get that done and get that settled for November. So yeah, it's going to be Mario Maker going forward. It's going to be a little bit more Splatoon, and we'll see if we have time to stuff any other games into mid-October. Besides that, I had a couple of things in mind. I just don't know if we'll necessarily be able to schedule them. Nevertheless, I was very glad to record my whole experience with Return to Monkey Island. We did have a few minor bumps with two of the puzzles in the earlier segments. I used a hint book exactly once, and I still feel terrible about it, although it was a thing that I had such an extreme tunnel vision for that perhaps in the long run it was necessary. And off-stream, I'll be going back to Chapter 5 of Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which I understand is receiving some DLC very, very soon. I was told earlier in the stream, but we won't be looking at that for some time to come, because I'll just be continuing on with the vanilla experience for now. I've got lots and lots left to do. Anyway, that was our very long closing address without much to look at on screen. So thanks for watching Return to Monkey Island, and I hope we meet again soon. Thanks for watching. We'll send you onto a raid very, very shortly, as soon as I picked a destination. And until we meet again, have a great week ahead of you. Enjoy whatever it is you're playing, and fare thee well.